Well, hello, and welcome to Opal City Confidential, a Starman podcast. I'm here with Kirby and David from Earth 2 Podcast. It's the first time Kirby and David get to talk to each other. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Mhm.
Hi, David. It's great to actually talk with you, not just like chat with you over text.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Twitter DMs in real life or something.
Yeah.
Uh, but we're here
This
to
is great.
talk. But we had to have David on for this because the second we're going to, folks, I'm going to be doing a lot of episodes, two issues at a time because the stories through the space thing tend to be two-parters or three-parters. So I'm going to try to keep them together as best as possible. But we're doing issues 48 and 49, which is the first two parts of Stars, My Destination. Um, and it's part half of this is a talking to David. So David had to
Yeah.
be on. And
Yeah.
I'd forgotten that it was. It wasn't until I did the first cursory read and went, oh shit, we need David.
Yeah, and it's quite funny because as we record this, it's only what 3 days since my appearance on the episode about the jester sort of dropped. But we
Which,
recorded it 6 months ago.
yeah, I was
So it's
thinking
great.
about it. It's like, yeah, we did that. I think I was still
Yeah.
set up
Aye.
on the lazy in the
Yeah.
sofa bed for I broke my
It,
foot.
Yeah, it wasn't that long after it, and as I remarked when we opened the Zoom call, listeners, Ross's beard has trebled in length in the last 6 months.
Oh yeah.
I hate to think what it's going to look like the next time we record. It'll be
Oh no.
coiled round his whole
I
body the next time I see him.
I will screw it up by trying to trim it myself and have to shave it off. I
Yeah,
shaved first time I had a beard when me and Leslie got married. We were together about 3 years and I screwed it up so bad that I had to take it all off. And I came out of the room and my wife went, grow it back now. Because I look like Uncle
Lovely.
Fester.
Look, Ross, again, I have an innie for a chin, so I get it amongst
Mm,
everything else.
yeah. I think I have some round glasses. I put them on the other day and I was thinking, how could I shave this to make me look like Hugo Strange?
Wow.
I did do it one time. I
Do it for
shaved it.
Halloween.
Yeah. And I'm talking specifically the Marshall Rogers Hugo
Yeah, yeah,
Strange.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That
Challenge
was
extended then. Do it for Halloween. I dare you.
oh. All right, folks. So Kirby, can you get we're gonna go through these issues kind of separate. We're gonna do it like we're not gonna change it. So Kirby, you have the pertinent data up, right?
Yes, I do.
Starman.
Okay, so Starman number 48, Starman Blues, was written by James Robinson. Plotter David S. Goyer, who I believe is making his series debut with this and will be on until the end. We have penciler Steve Yao, inker Keith Champagne, letterer Bill Oakley, colorist Gregory Wright, editor Peter J. Tomasi, and our cover artist is, of course, the great Tony Harris.
Synopsis: Starman 48. While journeying through the deep space to locate the missing hero Will Payton, Jack Knight and Michael Thomas run into sudden violent disaster. Driven to madness by horrific traumatic memories, Michael undergoes a psychological breakdown and destroys their spacecraft's control system. This catastrophic failure forces the duo into an emergency crash landing on a mysterious blue planet once inhabited by Swamp Thing. Attempting to explore their dangerous new surroundings, they quickly find that they are not alone on this isolated world. Before they can adapt, they are abruptly ambushed and attacked by an aggressive, hostile incarnation of Solomon Grundy.
Starman.
I'll gush again about it. I like that I'm newly become a fan of Peter J. Tomasi's comics. I mean, done a deep dive, and I didn't realize he edited it. Me and Kirby recorded 47. I was like, that just makes me want like him more. But
So I checked actually, Ross, after the when we were talking about that, he was an editor at DC for 14 years before he did his first like ongoing series.
damn,
Yeah.
that's a
Wow.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Because I think,
his stuff's good. I've loved everything I've read so far.
yeah.
So
And he's the guy that was responsible for the whole JSA returns event in early '99, quite soon after this.
Oh, really?
The whole All Star Comics thing and all the one shots of Sensation and National and all that. It was him that brought the JSA back after that whole gulf after Zero Hour. So yeah,
Wow.
Peter Tomasi.
I've been Googling. I was going to try to find earlier stuff and give it a read and other stuff because I really, really do like his Superman. It was so good.
Yeah,
It was so good.
you were telling me, that he's doing one of the I've forgotten the name of the imprint. Jeff's imprint now.
Ghost Machine.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's doing
does
one
the
of that.
Rockefellers.
Yeah,
Rockefellers and Halo and Hornsby, or Hornsby and
Oh,
Halo. I can never get it right. Gosh.
yeah. They do the ones that are not. They are in their own little line.
Right.
So, and
Sure.
then there's the hero stuff. No, they're good. I've liked everything Ghost Machine's put out.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I haven't read any of it. I keep seeing it obviously at work, but I haven't read any. I'll maybe get some trades.
if you get one trade, I think Junkyard Dog.
Okay.
That's
Junkyard
a really
Joe.
good one. Yeah, Junkyard Joe. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Was that another thing that I think Pete told me? Hi, Pete, if you're listening. I think that's the one that he pitched it as a GI robot thing, but DC knocked it back. So he was like, right. So yeah, okay. So they're on the list.
Good. So let's start with this cover. I love this cover. It's Jack flying in space above a blue planet.
This is a very good trading card cover, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
I like that. That's definitely. It does look. It does look like someone blew up one of the better trading card.
Yeah, it's like it's like a Joe Driscoll masterpiece, sort of.
Oh God, it is very
circa
Joe
1992. Yeah.
Oh,
that's. I was trying to. You've articulated that very well, Kirby. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's
my
great.
God. But what's well, I'll talk about it on the next cover because this also looks like the kind of one you would grab and put it on the compendium.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the compendium, where is it? Oh, it's not here. That's right next to me. It's issue 48.
Okay, that one makes total sense.
No. Wait a minute. It's not 48.
This is 48.
I think it's the one where he comes back. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the one where he's the first one when he's back in Opal City. But I love it. I do love it.
Yeah, it's quite straightforward. It does the job. I mean, it's not very plot specific, but that's a good thing because you don't want to spoil what unfolds, during this issue.
The closest they're doing is showing the blue planet that someone who read Swamp Thing may have remembered, or do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's drawn very similar to it's very similar to crap. I'm brain farting as I have to put power to my computer, guys. I'm blank. It's similar to another one. I can't replace what it is.
Okay.
So
I mean, you could argue, if you're being negative, you could argue it's quite a generic image in a way, but it's a good one for setting off the whole space arc. He's on his way. He's out in space. There's a planet behind him. He's not on Opal. And it must be one of the last covers Tony does, I think, actually, as well. So it's quite good from that.
Well, he didn't know. We figured he did all, but he did everything. But which ones?
Well, actually, he kind of did the Alex Ross ones, but he's like a co-worker on those too. When we get there, we'll have to.
Yeah, we discovered he was doing more than we thought.
All right, I'll be misremembering, to be honest.
Because at the end, he does do the ones in the very end, and this is a very look at the one behind me. I prefer the more busy stuff he does for covers, like the ones he did for the alternate ones, the variants a couple years ago.
Sure.
And I hung all those. I just put my
lovely
comics in frames and hung them because I think they're. I think it's some of the best work he's done. But I do like it. I do like it, and I think you're right. It does. This screams trade dressing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Very much.
All right.
Like, if this was the Wikipedia entry for Jack, you wouldn't blink twice.
I think it may be. It probably is somewhere. So I like that we're going to get some narration because let's go to the first page. And I like that the splash page is not the first page. I really enjoy that on this cover.
I like it. It kicks off with the Shades Journal. I love that which is, it's perpetuating this idea that the shade narrates the whole series in a way. I
Yeah.
really like that.
What I like, I mean, and I think it's really necessary because you've had him planning to leave at times past, leaving at times past, and another setup,
Yeah,
and then what's the city like without him? And then you
yeah,
get the first, I mean, it's
yeah.
been
And
3, 4 months.
DC, yeah, and DC 1 million in the middle of all that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's
Though,
but
crazy.
without jumping ahead too much, it's like hours pass and we get a recap of like where the last issue ended. So I'm like, wait, did that whole last issue happen over the course of like 2 hours?
Yeah,
uh, well, let's talk about art real quick. I like Steve Yao a great deal. I was gushing on the last episode me and Kirby recorded. Um, David, what's your take? Because I mean, he's just filling the gap between.
between Tony and Peter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like him. I mean, if I'm being brutally honest, it's a little too far down the on the axis towards cartoony, but I like it. And I've told this story before. I think Steve did a signing. This must have been in '98 actually. Did a signing at a Glasgow Comic Mart that I went along to, and I got him to sign the um the page where Ted flies down to the sort of bayou, the swamp, to rescue or to help everyone during the Grundy inside Grundy's head storyline.
hmm
And I've got a memory of asking him. I need to try and. Oh God, I can't. I mean, it's 28 years ago. I'm not going to be able to remember exactly when it was, but I remember chatting to him a little bit about what was coming up in the plot, and he didn't know and couldn't. He was kind of, I can't tell you 'cause I don't know. And I've got a feeling it must have been before this was published, so I can't remember now. But I like it. I mean, it's a nice I mean, this is the first few issues of this story, this sequence are almost a transition between what we've had in Opal City and then the whole space sagas. So it's a nice transition, I think, between Tony and Peter, their styles. It's not quite in the middle of them. I think it's a little bit more cartoony than what Schneeberg did, but it's very effective. You can't fault them at all. It works really well. It's obviously scripted really well because um end of page 3 there with Jack opening the curtain and then getting the fright, and then we have to skip past the double adverts page for a PlayStation game called Medieval and the floppy before we see who Jack sees. It's beautifully scripted and the artwork syncs with it perfectly. I think he's really good. I think he's good. I'm glad he didn't linger though. I don't think I would have enjoyed his stuff, and if he'd been. I don't think I would have enjoyed the series quite as much if he'd been Tony's full time replacement. He's good for a few issues, I think.
yeah. I think he's good for. I kind of agree. I liked him. I always liked that he was a place filler when Tony needed a break, like because he does. The battle with Grundy and having
Yeah,
him in here right before because he probably knew that I'm filling the gap
yeah,
Hmm.
till the next artist is free.
yeah. And I suppose, in a way, it kind of makes him the Grundy guy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Yeah,
he does a beautiful Grundy.
yeah,
He does a beautiful Grundy, and I think you're right. I like it. Uh, he fits in that kind of more cartoony artist. But I do want to say he does good to me and Kirby. What we're talking about Astro City about how Brent Anderson. Everybody has a very emotive, unique face. These
Mm.
guys have a little. It's a little cartoony, but I kind of like. He's
I mean,
he's not
it
shying away
suits.
from showing some expression.
Yeah, it
Right.
suits the kind as well the kind of Silver Age sci-fi ethos of the whole thing as well.
Oh yeah,
You wouldn't want these to be drawn hyper realistically or anything like
yeah,
that because it's supposed to be that flashback to Space Cabbie or Strange Adventures or you know out of the from beyond the unknown or that or my greatest adventure sort of thing. It suits
yeah.
that thing which they're kind of echoing or
That what I call 60s pop art
yeah,
science fiction.
yeah,
It's
Yep.
not sciencey, it's more pop art.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I think you're right. It's one reason I'm getting that DC Finest with the sci-fi comics, so I can actually read. I've not read a lot of them. I mean, I've read like ones in collections, like, oh, here's a Space
Yeah,
Cabbie issue. It's like,
yeah.
because I mentioned Space Cabbie to my wife, and she looked at me like, "What? He's not a superhero. That is not his superhero name. I'm Space Taxi. My power is to overcharge you by driving you from planet to planet."
Yes, instead of going up Cathcart Road, we're going to go along this way and then round back. Yes, exactly. Glasgow taxi drivers do. No, I've got a lot of this old stuff because early 70s there was the From Beyond the Unknown anthology reprint, Strange Adventures reprinted a lot of stuff. Our pal Steve Higgins, hi Steve, if you're listening, I know you will be. He got me a Showcase Presents Strange Adventures for my birthday one year, and the stuff is just phenomenal.
Yeah,
Is that the one with the melting
old
snowman on the cover?
Yes, yeah. The anthology sci-fi stuff from the 50s and 60s is brilliant.
yeah,
I've just become more and more of an anthology fan as I've gotten older, and
yeah.
hi Billy.
It's. I mean, I think the way DC's doing the war, the sci-fi, and the horror of doing every different comic in it,
Yeah,
because especially the horror, because I mean, the sci-fi I liked it, but the horror stuff I was like, whoa,
yeah.
where was this
Yes, of
artist?
course. Yeah,
Why weren't they
yeah,
drawing like a superhero book?
yeah. I
Anything?
mean, my favorite anthology book obviously is Weird War Tales. That's been and I got into that because of my Edgar Rice Burroughs sort of fascination. The juxtaposition of dinosaurs and submarines and stuff. Listeners, if you don't listen to the Weird Warriors podcast, you should. It's great. Hi, Max and Rich, if you're listening. Max and Rich, who, like Kirby and Ross, are currently appearing on the Earth 2 podcast. And the anthology books are brilliant because you get such a more so I think in Weird War Tales than some of the older ones. You get such a mix of story styles and artists and things, um and yeah, Steve's art really does evoke the sense that Silver Age adventure sort of spirit in a way. I think he really, really works with. I don't think this as much as I love Tony. I think it's a weird one.
He might have been too moody to do some
Yeah,
of
That
this.
that's
yeah,
it. That's a good. I
yeah,
think I was going to
yeah,
say it would be too brooding.
yeah.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
don't.
where Jack is
Tony
wearing a
wouldn't have.
very sick. Look at his suit. He's dressed like uh, Dick Van Dyke would be on
Yeah,
Dick Van
Yeah.
Dyke show in the
yeah,
'60s. That's
yeah,
even the clothes are cut to that.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I used to moan for years about Tony leaving Starman, but when I did my last big read through, I thought he would he would have been wrong for the space stuff. Tony drawing the space stuff would have been phenomenal, but I
it
think
wouldn't set the
Steve,
tone that
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
wouldn't have
because
worked as well.
it's very 60.
Yeah,
That's what I like about this. It stays true to that
yeah,
'60s.
yeah,
This is what goes on in space in the '60s DC
yeah,
universe. It's and that
yeah.
people have since, and I don't know if this is one of the first times post-crisis that where they started now every time you go into space that these people exist. You know what I mean? And that
Yeah, I mean, there's
speak.
been Legion 89 had done some stuff with that. I
Y-
think I haven't
Yep.
read much of it. I think because they used Captain Comet, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
they
the
used
Captain
Captain
Comics in
Comet,
this.
Valor. They're like the only series that ever used Lady Quark after Crisis. So yeah,
Yeah,
um,
Okay.
I'm trying. I haven't read Superman Exile yet. My buddy's coming in a couple weeks, and then I'll finally start that huge read through. And yeah, so I imagine they'll there will be some touch on that
yeah,
because
yeah.
like
Yeah.
post Crisis, I'm like I think that Adam Strange miniseries has happened by this point.
Hmm.
Hawkworld, for all good and
Yeah,
evil it's done, has definitely
yeah.
started by
Oh
now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but
Can
now
we?
Hawkworld's been and gone by this point. We're going to be about. I think actually by this point, Hawkman's probably back in limbo because
Oh,
the
because
series that
he's
started.
Yeah, they
There's a
remember you
series that,
could no one
yeah,
could use it.
yeah. There
yep.
was a
This
series that
is the
started
era
about
where
in
Zariel
'93.
took it.
Yeah, because the series that started in '93 that ran for just under 3 years. So yeah, Hawkman's long gone. And we're way ahead of like the Ran Thanagar War and all that sort of stuff happening. Um, this is going to be a long episode, kids.
Folks, yes, we haven't. All right. So I mean,
I'm not complaining.
no,
Nah, no, no.
I like
Uh,
the I wanted to go on to back up a
so
little
here's a
bit.
question I had. This is a little
Right.
more jokey. Is the Ted Knight hologram? Did Ted ask, "Hey, can you make me look like 10, 15 years younger than I actually am?"
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you caught that too. I was like, is this young Ted? Because I think it. I like the other day I was wearing the cardigan my wife made me, the Starman cardigan, and my hat and my uh, pork pie hat, and I was thinking, it's like I looked in the mirror and I was like, I'm cosplaying Ted Knight.
I hadn't thought about that actually. I just because he's wearing the suit that Ted tends to wear, but no, I suppose you're right. It's a bit more hair. I
There's a
love the
bit more
fact.
hair. So it's
Yeah,
like I still need to look older than Jack, so he still respects me as an authority figure because I'm his
sure.
father. But
Yeah,
but my own vanity, I want to look a little younger, a little fuller.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, if I was designing a hologram of me, he'd look like I did in like May 1994.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
But
yep,
so
very specifically, middle of May 1994. Thank you, that'll do.
and
I
in
love the
black
fact
and white.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love the fact there's books on this spaceship. Like, do we never?
Did they
Did we
ever
find
tell us
out?
whose spaceship it
I
is?
don't think so.
It's
Don't
hidden
I
remember.
the
think it's Vern.
shades
I think,
somehow.
huh?
Yeah, like I think like it's in the opening panel how the rocket how the rocket they found was built, when and by who is a story that will be told. So like okay, it's the shade, yeah,
Yes,
probably Jules Verne, because I swear I thought they referenced Corviknight from like that one Jules Verne story, or H.G. Wells actually.
Maybe
Uh,
it is. Maybe
H.G.
it's
Wells.
if this was Roy writing it, he would have told us it was that the lead character from the Earth to the Moon.
yes, yes.
I'm sorry, I
For the
like Roy, but there's
benefit,
times where his history like made Young All Stars unreadable at a certain point.
sure, I know what you mean. Like for the
Like you had
benefit of
never
our
heard of
non,
the Gladiator.
Oh,
Like
I know
yeah.
about
God,
now.
I had
Yeah,
to listen to my brother
for
lecture
the
me on that
benefit of
over and
our
over again.
non-YouTube, for the benefit of our non-YouTube viewers, there, Kirby just melted in his chair at Rob when Ross suggested that Roy would have specified the guy from Earth to the Moon. Yeah, I remember when I read now I did a my last read through of Young All Stars would have been about 10 years ago, and my God, that is a chewy comic, isn't it?
That's
I
right.
remember.
Roy, you're really just writing for yourself, aren't you?
Oh yeah, for God, for he's been doing it for years. I can't wait till Peter and I get to All Star Squadron, and we just start like
I love it. Don't get me
All Star
wrong.
Squadron. We will not be doing All Star Squadron the way we've been doing every other series. You know, it's going to be summary. It's going to be summarizing all the way because we'd be there for the rest of our lives if we try to read. You know, I've got an issue of Comics Journal that is a really good contemporary review of an early issue of All Star Squadron, and it talks about how little action there is on a page versus the amount of dialogue. And you think, you know, no way would Sir Justin be able to say, you know, 18 fucking dialogue balloons whilst he parries with his sword over two panels. It's just impossible. And we all say this because we love Roy, but you know, it gets to a point. I mean, yeah, Gladiator, God. Remember he
Who
brings in
cares?
he brings in Frankenstein as well and all that, doesn't he?
I think so. It
Yeah.
really just
Tons of
disappeared
stuff.
right up its own butt really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, it's like I'm a Philip Jose Farmer fan. My brother gave me the Riverworld books when I was 13. I still got the same copies
Cool.
because I love them so much. But Farmer did the biography of Tarzan
And
and
Doc
Oh
Doc
Savage.
yeah.
Savage, and
I've got both of them.
he finds a way. This is how he's worse than Roy. He finds a way to say that Tarzan, Sherlock Holmes, and James Bond are all related.
the one
It
the
is
one that Peter,
so, but the book reads great because it reads
yeah,
like if Greystoke was a real person.
sure. The one that Peter and I always talk about, we talk about it in conversation, and we've talked about it on E2, is the whole thing about saying that Dick Grayson's related to the whole Robot Man guy who's called
Yeah.
Grayson.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like he's his uncle, and you think, well, why the hell is he living with Bruce Wayne? He would go live with his uncle. It's just Roy, stop. Roy, know
So,
when
but
to
just
stop.
because two people have the same last name does not mean they are
Exactly.
fucking relatives.
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
no.
Right. So the
So I like
holograms of
that.
the
I agree. I
Justice League
like the
appear
tits
then.
here. Huh?
I really do actually like how Yao draws the Justice League. And I'm actually wondering if like they got some letters saying like when the Justice League last appeared, they really came across as like holier than thou
Yeah.
jerks.
No,
Yes.
And
yeah, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like here they
Kirby
try to
had to point that out when we read it. When we
yeah.
did
Yeah.
that episode, it was like they're rude.
Yeah. They're kind of like, bye, Jack. No, go away. We're busy. Yeah.
Yeah, and how they treated this is how he's talking about how this is how they do all their tryouts. And I went back and thought, yeah, oh my God, in the early days, yes, there would be some conflict or whatever,
Yeah,
and a spare hero, and sometimes they go, we set it up as a test. It's like the
yeah,
Legionnaires doing it.
sure, yeah,
Like what they do to Superboy, his initiation.
yeah.
That's right. That was, that's hazing.
No,
But I do
I
look, they
just
look great. I love
Yeah.
this era of Justice League. I do.
yeah, it was an interesting sort of period, wasn't it? Like after the sort of Magnificent Seven, it kind of expanded a little bit. I like when I like seeing the Fourth World folk,
Yeah.
involved. There's a nice juxtaposition seeing Wally standing next to Big Barda, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like when we met you, perhaps it was apparent how disappointed, or perhaps it wasn't apparent how
Yes.
disappointed we were that we were unable to help you out this time. So I'm like, okay, so someone said something, and
Yeah,
it's like, okay, you know what?
definitely.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it doesn't. If you look back at that issue, you do not get any sense at all that they're remotely interested in what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Really, to
Yeah.
be fair,
Like
that
Wally
cover even the cover when Jack sort of looks like a bit kind of sheepish, as they're all sort of going, you know. Um,
Oh,
but it's nice. It's nice that they kind of all after Jack left, maybe they all went. Actually, we were a bit dickish towards him there. We should maybe.
yeah. But also, it's like the next page and it's Barda doing it. Barda probably was like, "You assholes! What did you do to this?" Well, and because she
No,
comes in and goes, "Will Payton, the Starman before you, was one of us. Many of us were there when he apparently died defeating Eclipso. We all saw his valor. And if there is even a remote chance that the valiant spirit still exists this side of the Great Wall, we're thankful another brave soul such as you seeks to find it out."
I like to think that Barda went home and told Mr. Miracle about it, and Scott said, "Oh, come on, you didn't talk to him like that, did you? That's shocking. My Justice League wouldn't have done that."
Yeah,
Well, Guy would have, but they would shut Guy down.
yeah. But it said she came into the meeting and was like, we are going to apologize. I think even Superman's going, I'm not, it's like mom coming in the room. Mom
Yeah,
could beat you with a rod,
yeah,
kick your ass.
Well, last time we saw Superman when he was talking with Jack last time, he was electric blue. Now he's back to normal.
that's right.
Yeah, I did.
That's what shows you how long that took, because that was what
He
I mean.
was
This
blue
is
and red. He
probably
was electric blue for a couple of years, wasn't it?
yeah. I remember because there
I'm
was a
so
big
fascinated to
remember
read that.
there was a
You
big
haven't read it yet.
crossover
Oh,
with
good.
I was reading it at the time. There's a big crossover with Teen Titans and Challengers and Aquaman and stuff for the Jack, because there was a whole thing when he splits into two, but Clark hasn't realized, and you got red and blue. It was just really really good, and I think yeah, because he looked like that for quite a while, because it was all to do with the copyright of the
It was one of
and
those
the
eras
estate.
with
Yeah, it was one of those. It was that whole thing, and it's significant, yeah, that Clark is back to normal. So that shows you how, because it was quite a gap, I think. It must. I mean,
Wow.
so I hadn't thought about that actually. I'd forgotten he was electro blue when Jack went to see them, and now he's back to normal. So yeah, gosh,
yeah. So it's like,
because I
I'm
think
back to
that
normal.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they
cool.
got married.
I can talk. Sorry, David.
No, I'm still thinking. I think they got married quite soon after he reverted back to normal. I could be wrong on that. I can't remember.
Like I said, I'm
It's,
going to be
it's
doing a
yeah, it's
huge
after that. It
Superman
is.
read. So you guys will be seeing my slow descent into
Good.
madness as I go through all that.
Good.
Hey, I I'm going to start my reread when the Omnia, the stuff that goes between uh Burns hardcovers and Exiles in Space.
Yeah,
Because then I'll have everything through Triangle. It's great. It's a great era of Superman. It's
really,
my
it really
favorite
is.
era of Superman.
Agreed. Agreed.
I like
So,
that they have a mother box, so we get a couple pages of exposition dumping.
Oh,
mhm.
with some DCU techno babble just all throughout, because they even mentioned like Element X, which like no one besides Jack Kirby remembers.
Oh my God. I like that
Katie Faulkner, she's
Katie
back.
Faulkner.
Yeah,
I'll say this, folks. As of this, I've not done the last seven issues of that Starman. I'm going to do 2 episodes that cover it.
cool.
I've struggled through it,
Yes.
especially
Yeah.
the end. But the one thing I wish if they had done it, if they had been trying to show Will with Kitty and all and Phantom Lady, those friends, because those issues I thought were really good. And it was like if you had done it, and I like the idea of I like the villain becoming the hero,
Sure.
and I think I liked their romance. I liked it a bit, and
Yeah.
that made me sad because I did like overall. I do like Will Payton a great deal.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, I think I've talked about this previously. Pete and I disagree on it. Like, I kind of felt that after Stern left, it was just a downward spiral to the end. But I liked the character. It was it felt like proper solid old school superheroics, like we used to get in Captain America and Spider-Man. And then after he left, it was with a couple of odd interesting stories. It was just there was no substance to it. But the final
Yeah,
story of the Calypso was
it's like
very
it
interesting.
didn't know what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
Like I like the Dave Hoover art, but yeah, and it's like I think
yes,
had Will Payne debuted around the same time as say like Blue Devil, he probably might have lasted a little longer, but you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then hey, I just noticed I saw this on. I wanted to bring this up while we're doing that. That Tachyon character
Uh-huh.
was supposed to
Yes.
be Will Payton,
Oh,
Starman. It was
Oh.
oh,
Cooperberg pitching a new Will Payton Starman, and they
oh.
said no, that this Starman was coming out,
Right.
so they made him change it.
I have one issue of Tachyon. I think it's the Final Night crossover, unless I'm thinking of another series entirely.
Yellow energy
I don't
bolt thing.
know. I'd need to go and look.
Well, I'm gonna
I'll need to
cover it.
shift three. I'll need to shift two or three boxes, so I'm not going to do that right now.
I'm gonna see if it's on the app or I can find it because I think
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna do
get
it for them.
an episode on
Yeah,
that would be all right, wouldn't it? Yeah.
yeah. But I like that we see Will Payton, and now that I've read the Will Payton stuff, and I've seen Sadie before she's Sadie, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, I do feel a little bit for her
Sure.
because I like that Stern, that
Yes.
family dynamic
Yes.
they had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
the second best character created for that comic, first
Yes.
being Will.
Very much
She
so, and
they
that's yeah.
and I have sisters, and that sibling thing and the
Yeah.
brother sister sibling thing,
Yeah.
which is different than the
Yeah.
other way.
Absolutely.
That I bought it, and it made this read through as because I'd read enough by the time I got to Sadie becoming
Yeah.
this important. It made it better. It
Yeah. Definitely.
made this whole
Yeah.
thing. I was like, oh, Jack, no wonder
Yeah.
you fell in love with her. I'm
Yeah.
thinking that when I'm
I
reading the
didn't.
will.
I didn't read the Peyton stuff till I think I read that during lockdown. I think it was the first time I read it all through, and maybe I'd only read the issues that David had been in before that. And again, I think because she kind of the sister and mother they kind of vanish after Stern goes as well. There's not I seem to remember
Yeah, it's
there's not,
like
and it just that's what I say about it becoming insubstantial. But yeah, I mean, I kind of had that kind of retroactive sort of reassessing sort of thing um after I'd read the Peyton series. It enriched the reread of this Starman that I did afterwards
yeah,
because going in this time knowing who she was, it was kind of like right.
and I think that Tony gets Rogers' voice. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Roger Stern gave Sadie a specific voice.
Yeah.
And it's her. It's consistent with her, and I think that's it. It's like sometimes like, you'll have a character, and it may be just one writer can write him, and the other can't because the other can't get that find that voice. Like Power Girl, we talked about. Me and
Yes.
Kirby talked about it. Justice League Red was terrible.
Oh, that was
But
I messaged Kirby about that and like, do you know what, boys? That was fucking brilliant. I loved that episode. I listened. I think it was it one day last week. I was because the big supermarket near me. I walked to it and I walked back, and all that it takes. And I walked there and back listening, and it was glorious. Just I think as I said to Kirby, you slaughtered it. It was amazing.
I don't.
I
We
was
both don't like to do it, but we both were like, "Yeah, we need to do this."
It was so. I was like, I was just walking around the shop, just laughing all the way through because it's when you started talking about Dead Man flying the aeroplane, and I'm like, Oh my God!
Mate,
so
Jim
funny.
Fetters, he messaged
Yeah.
me about the same thing. It's like, wow.
And I said to Pete earlier because I think Pete had read issue 1 and quite liked it and had
and I read one and liked it. It was
yeah, and I was like,
about
oh,
it.
you need to listen to this. It's great because Ross and Kirby are just slaughtering Justice League Red, and he looked a bit kind of disappointed because obviously I think he was gonna plan to read it at some point, maybe. I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
great. And it's
But-
like, and then Black Adam turns up for no reason. So funny.
Oh, to play chess. What?
Yeah.
Oh, what the But we were saying that power back to the but I they Ahmed wrote Power Girl correctly. It was that voice. He had the
Right.
right voice.
Yes.
Right.
It's just there's nothing else. There's nothing else to do.
Sure.
It's terrible. But yeah, I like that we're. This isn't. This is a lot of hype of dump, but like the
Sure.
page where
Yes.
it's just a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
pages 13, no, 8 and 9 are just all exposition dump, which is fine. It's technobabble, but they get it out of the way.
Yeah, they don't have to do
and-
it in the beginning of every story
Yeah.
now.
And it's funny because Jack is sort of having to have it explained to him in very simple terms because he's a thickie. That's quite good.
The way you said Jack, I said something dumb and unscientific, and you're about to lecture me to put me straight, right?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Uh,
So then after that, we're into Michael's dream.
yeah.
And this is kind of where I start even though Michael's been around for most of this series, it's kind of here where he really starts to kind of gel more for me as a character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of in the background in a way, and you're. It's read to me. He's very mellow and contemplative. He
Sure.
contemplates everything, and that's because
Yeah.
he's got trauma,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and he's got a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So
And-
now we're seeing but that's all it was. Oh, he's been traumatized. He's just a little quieter. He doesn't have his powers. But he's hanging around. He's just a background character. But yeah, you're right. They give him more to do in this, and I liked it. I liked some of this was my favorite thing. I do like what is the guy's name? Comac. It's got the same cheesy 70s design top.
Yeah. Yeah, because because obviously it's not that long since we'd done the first issue special. I think it was last year we did the first issue special. Steve and I did it, in fact. Hi, Steve, if you're listening. Because I still to this day wish we'd someone had the wit to do a what happened to Michael in the 70s and 80s series.
Yeah, that isn't him being just high and in a nightclub.
Yeah. Yeah, like
we see him go on an adventure, not high.
we want to see
and
him teaming up with the Martian Manhunter. We want to see him teaming up with Alan Scott. We want to see him because did someone not allude to it like somewhere that he teamed up with John Jones to take down some aliens, some guys.
Yeah, it was
that was in here
painted
somewhere.
themselves blue or something. I can't remember where that was.
Yeah, it was in here. It was in one of his stories.
Yeah.
So
but this is without wanting to give too much away about what happens in issue 49. This is the start of this is kind of seeding. Exactly what you're saying about what's going to happen. The conversations that Michael's going to have in the next issue. He's basically building up to Michael kind of manning up a little bit because he's been quite passive through all of this.
yeah.
He blows up the building because he's Grundy's getting attacked and all that sort of stuff. But it's almost like an unbidden sort of response. It's not like a conscious thing that he does. It's almost like a biological reaction. So it's good that he's kind of and it's also good that he's being brought forward and being used as a main cast member.
Yeah, and I think that
so it mixes it up.
I like that he felt because he is a Starman to go on the mission, and maybe this was always the plan that he was going to stay in the background until they went to space, and that's when his journey was. Because there's a long game to this. Wasn't the length always set at 80?
I don't know if it was set. I think he had like an idea in mind, and it just kind of became 80.
Okay,
Yeah.
like this is finite.
Yeah, I think it was a plan because I think we've talked about this before. Remember when the secret files came out which was start of '98. It had that timeline at the back, and it said blah blah blah. Opal City destroyed. Jack no longer Starman. And the book ran for another 3 or 4 years after that, but it still gave you this sense of, oh right, this book's not going to run forever.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to say something about the art on the next couple pages because I was thinking this when I reread it. And it's not a bad thing. It's just it feels like there's not a lot of background stuff, and some of this fight seemed the art field didn't
Yeah,
it's
I get
little
that.
off, but it's still enjoyable. But it just doesn't. It didn't kick it. I mean, and I think it may go back to that it's a little too cartoony.
Yeah,
A little bit. I mean,
A little
I think
bit.
it
And I
works.
don't know. That normally doesn't bug me, and it doesn't really bug me. But I just kind of felt
It works well though because you've got the contrast of the blue skin against the sort of golden spaceship hulls, so it's still quite effective. But I know
yeah.
it's just a big, you know, two panel fight page, but it's all right. It doesn't upset me. Now I have to say, at this point in the comic, in the floppy, there's a nice big advertisement for L'Oreal hair gel, which has a little mail away cardboard slip here. Send it any receipt from any Studio Line product and a free collector's edition DC superheroes poster. So anyone out there listening, did you send away for a L'Oreal Paris superhero poster? I didn't. Hair gel was never something that I bothered with. So we might have to do some googling and see what that looks like. I'll send Ross some photographs of this so he can put it on the socials.
Oh, that'd be good.
So yes,
I don't remember there being a L'Oreal ad in the American one.
Oh yeah, I mean it's here, and then there's the cardboard. I mean it's an American address. Yeah, because you have to send it to. You have to send your receipt from any Studio Line product to DC Comics, 1700 Broadway, New York, New York. Yeah.
Oh wow.
What Studio Line products do you use? What other styling? I've never put here. I've never used hair product in my life. Not that I need to. Not that I haven't had to for the last best
I
part
did
of
in the
10 years
80s
anyway. But
I did in the 80s when I had hair.
Did you know? Well, all right, you have to
I
find
would have
some of
to
those
slick it
photos.
back. I had a full head of hair. It was the 90s where it started coming out. I used stuff in my beard, or it'd be like all over.
Interesting.
Interesting. Will look like Professor, the villain from Evil of the Daleks.
Cool. I can visualize that perfectly.
That big giant Victorian beard.
Yeah.
So hey, I want to talk about the art when we get to them because they've gotten to their first whatever is messing with Michael. The Blue Planet. I never noticed it, but that's a NASA photograph of Neptune.
Yeah, because they stop off to do some repairs, don't they? Because Michael in his sort of sleepwalking has trashed a few things, so they land on this. Oh, so it is. Yeah, clearly. Well, okay, I've never noticed that before. Cool.
It's almost 30 years since this comic came out, and I've read this one a bunch of times and never noticed. It's a little Jack Kirby two Jack Kirby kind of panels.
It sure is. Wow. Wow. Good on them.
Yep. And I'm always a fan of whenever they could do stars because like I've done this exact same technique in some of my paintings where it's like you basically just take a little water, mix it with the white paint, and just kind of smack two brushes together like this to get the random stars in the back, and that's exact. I gotta imagine something similar to how we did that.
Definitely, especially in that last panel and the first couple of panels of the next page. Very much so. Yeah. So the spaceship lands on the blue planet, and Ted's is going to affect repairs, and Jack and Michael go for a wander. Now, is that basically it, or do they?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. But don't wander too far, kids, or I won't be able to talk to you.
And of course, that happens.
Good bit when Jack says, Ted, the external sensors say there are no signs of life, right? My records say the planet hasn't even been named. I can accompany you both. Just be careful not to wander too far. My signal will break up if I'm too far from the ship. And then they step out and off they go. Over the page, was it right? There's another advertisement. What's this for? NASCAR, something to do with super dynamic NASCAR Superstation. Batman and Joker in the NASCAR race to the finish. Okay, and I'll hold that boys up so the boys can see it.
I think I've seen that. I think I've seen that ad before in some other random back issues.
Yeah, and then I love this panel. The full, it's a splash image split into three, but the giant space toadstool and giant, snail shell almost on a sort
Yeah.
of chessboard sort of motif. That's fascinating.
So when I
Yeah.
first read this omnibus back in college, I had like just read the Alan Moore, like I'm saying months before the Alan Moore, so I'm like,
Right.
oh, so like I
Right. So is
hindsight
this a
benefit, yeah,
is this a real is this a an
yeah,
explicit reference? Right.
yes, it
Do you think this is
is.
probably is this the point to tell us about the Swamp Thing issue then?
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah.
this is at this. So, again, I reread this. It's Swamp Thing issue 56, My Blue
Right.
Heaven. So this is the beginning of the last arc of Alan Moore's run, where he goes to this planet. Like this is the first planet he stops on in his space adventure, and at one point, it's
Oh,
Wow.
it's a definite. We're
it's that lined up. I love that.
it's that lined up,
Like
Wow.
this is
and
the first stop you have to when you're going on this you're going down the yellow brick road. You're going to run into
Yeah.
these things.
yep,
Wow.
and at
Oh,
one point, like, because the whole issue is him dealing with loneliness and depression, because he's thought killed, all that stuff. So he creates a giant chessboard to play against himself, and it's very explicitly like
Right.
these like
Right.
mushrooms and like it's this
Wow.
to the let like to the pencil stroke, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
This is
that
yeah.
again, that's the benefit of me coming in decades later after these stories and reading them all
Wow.
together. It kind of combines
Wow.
everything.
Because I mean, I've read very little Swamp Thing in my life. I'm much more of a Man Thing guy. I know how that sounds. I apologize, listener, for the innuendo. Man Thing is my Swamp Monster of choice. But that's fascinating. I mean, I looking not having read that Swamp Thing story, I just look at this now and think, wow, they look pretty cool. But anyone who had read Swamp Thing would be able to go, oh, I see what he's done
Hmm.
here.
yeah.
That's so I'm going to have to find a copy of Swamp Thing 56 then.
Yeah, and
If I
Yeah.
if
just a
I
head,
haven't got it already, I'll need to have a look because I've got a few from around then, round about the Crisis sort of crossover.
just a heads up. There is some. It's Rick Veitch who's doing the art in that issue. And it's like, how did you get away with this in like the
It's
mid
they took that
'80s?
they stopped submitting it to the comic authority.
But even then, it's like
Yeah.
there's basically full nudity in that issue.
Wow.
And yeah,
Shit. Okay.
And there's no warning on it, is there?
nope. Well,
Right.
there's like
Oh dear.
like mature suspense or whatever it was that they used to have on the
AS. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like an
Yeah.
AS. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What
yeah.
does that mean?
I'm gonna think.
Sophisticated suspense, that's it.
No.
Yes, that was it. Yeah. Winner of an Eagle Award. What's an Eagle Award? I don't know. Anyway.
Hmm. All right,
Right.
but I like how they think there's Jack knows who Swamp Thing is.
Hmm.
Yep. And just for my own thing is because at one point he calls him Swamp Thing, and it always bugs me when characters who know Alec Holland personally call him Swamp Thing, because it's like, no, that's just what like the newspapers would call him, and that's how Jack would know him. So so I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I seem to remember. I think we're beyond it at this point. Swamp Thing is there for Hal Jordan's funeral service,
Yes, he's very in the background, but he's there.
and because he does a whole sort of thing that turns the remnants of Coast City into a lush sort of green spot. And I know Jack and Kyle were both at that, weren't they? So I wonder if that's when Jack, maybe Jack had time to speak to Swamp Thing, or
That'd be good.
it's a thought. I need to
Well,
get
it's kind of
big.
like that. What Big Barda is saying earlier is that it's to show that both Will and Jack are part of the greater community.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Because
yeah,
Jack
Yeah, they're
doesn't
of the
join his
claw.
first team until after he gets home.
sure. Yeah. I mean, we should point out that they go running off from Ted here because they see what looks like Black Canary being attacked by, obviously an old school Golden Age looking Black Canary being attacked by some sort of tentacular monster, and Jack and Michael rush off to help. And Ted's like, wait a minute, you're running out of my range. I can't keep up. And then they run up through the ruins of this. I mean, is this ruined town? This place in
Again,
Welcome to
Louisiana.
Huma.
this is straight from the Swamp Thing, and
Right.
because it's
Wow.
welcome to Huma, Louisiana, population 1, because like again, Alec recreated all of Huma, Louisiana, but it's like it was all facets of his own brain,
Sure.
controlling all the people. Like he even controlled a original Alec Holland with his wife,
Right.
Linda Holland. I think that's it. I should know that. But he even created like a weird John Constantine. thing. It's like, how did
Wow.
I didn't mean to create you? How'd you get created? And so yeah,
Yeah.
this again, this is very me reading. It's like, oh, this is why the Alan Moore Swamp Thing is the most important because it's the central to all of these other different stories I'm reading, like
Yeah.
Sandman. At the same time, it's like Matt the Raven, and that is Matthew Cable. And
Yeah, which I didn't learn until very recently, cosmically speaking, and I was kind of stunned. I was like, "What?
yeah,
What? I didn't
because they
not
never
know that."
spell it out, but it's like they
Yeah,
do enough hints where it's like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. If it's I mean, it's strongly implied, and if you know what you're looking for, yeah.
Mhm.
So this is when they meet who they think is Swamp Thing because he walks into the town, and but then Swamp Thing, inverted commas, strikes Michael, shattering the glass on his helmet, and Michael falls to the ground as Swamp Thing pulls open his Swamp Thing covering to reveal my actual real favourite swamp monster underneath for that
Yes.
final page. Glorious.
I love it. I love it.
Solomon
I
Grundy.
do like CVL's Grundy.
Yes.
He does a very
Yes.
good Grundy. And he
Yes.
gives Grundy more expression other than "Urgh."
Yeah, he
And
doesn't. A lot of time people draw Grundy and he just looks like the Hulk and he's been forgotten to be coloured in and dressed like the zombie from the start of Night of the Living Dead. You know, that and that's it. But
yep.
Steve's strength and as you said earlier on with expression really comes in with Grundy and you know at the end here over the next issue.
Work
Can't
like
wait.
that. Just do.
back,
So,
back to the plot.
okay. So Kirby, what was your take on that issue as a single issue?
Okay, as a single issue, again like you're tying into one of my favorite comic runs of all time. You know,
Mhm.
you're getting an automatic bump up from that. But in addition, stuff is actually freaking happening now. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah,
And
the plot's moving. Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. I liked it. It's fun. We've had a couple of info dump comics that were necessary because me and Kirby, when we talked about that issue's
47,
necessary to show you where everyone is.
right.
Yes.
Um, and to see the family that Jack has created. I think that's another part of it. I didn't think about it until after we stopped talking, Kirby, that it really shows the network, the village he has in place to protect his home. That it's all been curated by his personality, that people trust him and he is a good hero. Because this is the end of the hero arc. He's on the hero's journey. He's completing his journey to becoming a hero. He comes back, he goes, joins the JSA, has adventures, and then he has to make the decision, okay, I've done this. I've become a superhero, but what do I want to do? So it's always been that Campbell, the journey. We're seeing this here. So I liked it. It's, it was a lot of information. Even Grundy in the next issue, he's going to explain what happened, which is for all of us who didn't, unlike Kirby, didn't read that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I think I think it works really well. It's great. It's not like, oh, I don't want to go back and read Starman 48 by itself, but I would pick up these two issues. And I think that's kind of why, like I said a little earlier, that he starts doing 2 issue story arcs for this journey. So one, it makes the journey. Everybody says it was long, and it is. He's out there for 2 years. Isn't it 2 years,
Yeah.
Kurt? Did we?
It's basically this whole omnibus right here is how long he's in space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Volume is that volume 4 or volume 5?
5.
5, yeah. God, yeah. No, I think
Well,
48 works very well because it's a good jumping on point if folk had maybe drifted during the previous it kind of if they drifted during the previous few scattershot issues. I mean it's quite exposition heavy at the start, but it's setting everything up. It's a good if it's the first chapter of an omnibus or a trade, it's perfect because it tells you all you need to know.
yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though that the Justice League thing is so different than the one 3 issues ago.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
great.
excuse me.
That tells you that Will Payton was a hero. You don't even have to know who the hell Will Payton is.
Which is how I read this originally. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
So
believe that he was a
I think it works
pre-existing character.
really well.
Yeah.
I think it works really well. I would say this about this series as a general is I don't think there was ever really if there's ever really an issue that's not enjoyable, at least in a general entertaining sense. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't mind my 30 minutes reading that. That was okay. There
Yeah.
could be, things could be this, things could be that. but I think it just works. I just think it works, and it leads really well into the next issue, but as it should.
Yeah, and
But
it's I mean, another good thing about 40 is it's doing that thing that that James did, where those of us who were missing the Golden Age heroes who weren't, you know, and the Golden Age characters, they weren't being utilised. So we can see that's a Golden Age Black Canary, and then Solomon Grundy, and it's on the one hand it's pushing the buttons of the Golden Age fans, but at the same time it's rewarding regular readers of this book because Grundy's been used very well in this series already, and it's recapping on that, and it's a brilliant cliffhanger because you're like, what the heck? And I've in my researches I went back and read is it issue 46 of Justice League of America, so I have a little bit to say on that when we and as having a flick through Showcase 55, so a little bit on that to say when we get into this one.
Oh, cool. Well, let's start with the cover.
I
I'd
love
forgotten
this
this cover. I'd forgotten. I looked at it now when I pulled it up on my tablet and went, man, I don't remember this cover in the past, but that's got to be, I love it. I absolutely love it.
That's Tony sat with a photograph of himself, isn't it?
And just 100%. That is way too specific.
Drawing it very, very carefully.
I really like it. I love Tony's.
I love how it's kind of subtle of like the Starman emblem on the back of Jack's jacket is incorporated into it in the bottom, right corner.
Oh yeah. So it is. I never noticed that before. Bloody hell.
That's why
got it in the whole I've just focused on the ripping space sort of thing with Jack and Michael. I've never registered that the Zodiac was there and it's built around that sort of grid thing. Bloody hell. So I bought this comic and I was 25, and here I am noticing it a week before I'm 53, and I'm just noticing that. Well, it's not help because the text kind of covers it up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's kind of that's sometimes the good and bad thing is like in my omnibus, like I don't have any of that cover copy on it.
You know what? I'm going to stand up, boys, and I'm going to get the omnibus off the shelf as well.
Okay, yep.
And I don't know where my compendium is right now. Oh, I had to fix my book. It's over there.
But yeah, so
I would love an oversized coffee table book of just of the covers to Starman.
Yes.
Including the Shade, including both Shade series.
Yep.
I'm actually more surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. With maybe a little bit, if Tony has any preparatory work, they could be another page. Commentary from Tony, commentary from Andrew Robinson, if such a thing was doable. Yeah. Right. I've got the omnibus here as well as the original.
That's kind of how I was to give a little insight. That's kind of how I was reading the Tarnished Angel arc. Is I had the trade, but I had all the singles too. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm looking for the covers. I'm just gonna go on the singles here.
Man, like, was that the one that like it took forever? There was like years.
No, that was Dark Age, I think.
Right,
that's Dark Age. Dark Ages took forever. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember because
it was 24 issues.
It's good, but it's like, man,
and they're the two of the thicker size hardcovers. I have all the Astro City hardcovers. David, some of them look good.
Yeah. I've got a lot of. Sold a lot of the floppies. I've kept a lot of the floppies. I've got a few different. I've got the trades in various sort of trade dress sort of styles. Because we talked. That was the thing because we talked a little bit about Astro City in the issue 46 episode.
Yeah.
Recorded 6 months ago, but released 4 days ago.
Well, and you listened to it yesterday, the day me and Kirby recorded an Astro City episode.
Time is a flat circle, man. It just keeps
going. It really is. But yes, so yeah, Tony, James, if you're listening, we'd like a book of all the covers, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I saw an artist edition of Jack Kirby's Commandy yesterday in the store, and I'm like, do I get that? No, I can't justify just dropping $100, but I kind of really want it. But and then, again, same thing, but with the Tony Harris covers, yeah, same deal. But I'll probably actually get those.
Well, my buddy Ken got me a book, a oversized coffee table book of DC variant covers.
Nice
from Ollie's. It is. There were some really great ones, and some that I'm like going, that's not really appropriate.
I love variant covers, man. They're like sweet. See, working in the shop and all the pull-offs and stuff that doesn't get sold. It's like, it's like, all right, I'm having that. I got a couple the other day. There was an Infernal Hulk cover that I hadn't sold, and it's like, it's Defenders adjacent because it's no more fighting the Hulk, and I was just like, give me it, give me it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like looking at the cover for this, looking at 49 with no trade dress, it looks so much better, so much
Yep.
clearer. I don't know if the light's good
yeah,
enough.
yeah, we see. That's awesome.
Much clearer the Jack sort of design. Kirby, I can't believe I never noticed that. I'm so glad you pointed that
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I'm
just a
here.
great.
out.
It's I will probably be taking this cover and using it to do the slide or whatever.
Sure.
That's a
See
good
if
Yeah.
call.
see if I can find the blank page online. The non trade, with none of the dressing on it. None of the boxes. I
Yeah.
think it's great, and that's one of the things about I think what help. I don't know. See, but Starman it's one of those titles that goes, oh, and the covers.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? There's never a dodgy, hey, I need a knockoff. Someone's never drawn, it's
Yeah.
always either Tony or it's almost always, it's mostly Tony and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony working with Alex Ross.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's great. So this
Yeah.
issue starts like the last one with getting some narration from the Shade's journal. And it takes a few pages before we get to the title card, and it's more Solomon Grundy and Jack Banter or
Yeah.
argue, but I am really digging his Grundy. That
I just have two little bit again Swamp Thing nerd bits is in
mm.
that Swamp Thing issue they referenced that like the planet was very helium heavy, so it's like I'm now just I was picturing everyone just speaking with the really like balloon voices.
Michael, are you okay?
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
I am Solomon Grundy.
so let's just looking at Mike's here, and issue 49 was published on November the 4th, 1998. So Cosmically, Believe by Cher and The Sweetest Thing by U2 were sort of two of the biggest singles in the UK at that point. Just to give you an idea. Robbie Williams would be about to release his second solo album. Yeah, so there we are. That's all the important cultural reference points there. Where right? I like doing this on Power of Three when we talk about when certain stories were transmitted and stuff. So where were you? What Kirby? What were you up to in November 1998?
Let's see. I was in third grade. Probably playing a lot of Pokemon. Am I making you guys feel old yet? I don't mean to. A lot of time.
No. I think I was working I think it's what I was working for Xerox. I was making money and it was having fun in my early 30s.
Yep, I was 25 and I'd been working at HMV for basically 6 months, and I ended up being there for nearly 20 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I was having a good time. It was a good time.
So, hey, we didn't
So, yeah,
mention
Michael's-
anything about the
Michael's-
spacesuits. I want to comment on the spacesuits. It's DC 60 sci-fi chic.
It's very
Yep.
Space Ranger, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh my God. God, it is the Space Ranger.
Like just straight up like the color. Yeah, because like
Yeah.
they say it's Star Labs, but it's like no, it's Space Ranger. That's all.
Yeah,
it
Space
is.
Ranger crashed
really
on
is.
Earth and Starlab dissected him and stole his stuff.
Yes. When we write our DC comic, you'll do that story.
But Michael's not dead, so how long have they been chatting? If he can't breathe it because it's helium.
Which is
Maybe-
never referenced in this issue, but again, just reading that Swamp Thing again last night, I'm like, oh right, so that's the thing.
I love it's. I mean, you've got this Jack and Grundy sort of confronting each other, but then you've got Michael sort of like clear, gasping, and it's really well done when he just sort of like just tunes out because he hears someone else speaking to him. It's
Yeah.
very, very well done. I'm just going to go and open the curtain so that I'm not just sat here in the dark.
But
I do like that, especially at the bottom of that page where he's kneeling, and this is. I'm glad that they didn't use David as the cliffhanger.
Yes. I think putting someone because it's like it's kind of out of nowhere if it's David, but if it's Solomon Grundy, it's like what the heck? Why is Solomon Grundy here?
Yeah,
yeah, it's a really good hook to sort of.
Look, yeah, you thought the reveal was big with Solomon Grundy on the blue planet from Swamp Thing. It's like, here's David. I love that
Yeah.
double page splash into with the 4 panels at the bottom.
Yes. Yeah.
It get this. Some of this gave me questions of where is this for David? Is this before he gets to 1951, or is this
Well,
after?
I think these are after because I'm sure there's a point where in one of them, when he says something about someone being able to help him out, and I think it's a reference to Doctor Fate or something. I can't remember. But this is the first. We should mention as well. This is the first. The last talking with David was the dinner party,
which is
Yeah,
my
which was
favorite one,
published.
or
Yeah,
second
which was
favorite one. Yeah.
published in '97. So there's quite a. This is probably I think the longest gap between them at this point.
yeah. It's been a
Um,
while. I'd forgotten about this one. I was thinking that when is the next one? This has been going on for a
yeah,
while.
because I'm now sort of thinking when's the next one after this because I can't remember.
Is it the one where he's talking with David and Ted,
Yeah,
which might be my favorite one?
um,
which leads
can,
right into
don't recall.
him landing and him popping up.
Oh
That one
wow.
leads into Jack going back in time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So,
This is me realizing that the compendium actually reprints the Shade 12 issue series as well. Wow.
yep. That's one reason I went ahead and bought. I was going to buy them anyway, just ahead, and I had those issues. I've never
Yeah.
read it. I've thumbed through them because it's beautiful.
Kex, it doesn't look as if there's another talking with David for until
Yeah.
quite,
So,
quite a long
um,
time. Wow. Okay. So yeah, as you say, doing the normal thing where David appears in color and whoever he's talking to is shaded in black and white monochrome. That's very effective as usual because the red and yellow against and green against the grey makes them
and
pop
isn't the
really,
star a
really
bit
well.
bigger on his chest?
It does
It
look.
looks like it.
Yeah. Are we going to get Kirby to give us the credits for this issue?
Oh yes, please. Yeah.
Starman.
Okay, so we have writer James Robinson, plotter David S. Goyer, and probably the best thing he's ever been associated with, Kirby editorializing. Artist Steve Yao, letterer Bill Oakley, colorist Gregory Wright, editor Peter Tomasi, and the cover artist, as we've already gushed about, is the great Tony Harris.
Excellent.
And yeah, November 4th, 1998, January, cover date, January 1999.
Synopsis: Starman, 49. Stranded on the alien blue world, Jack finds himself trapped in the fight of his life against a raging Solomon Grundy and animated doubles of the Justice Society. As Jack fights desperately to survive the onslaught, the traditional annual Talking with David sequence takes an unprecedented turn. Instead of Jack, the deceased David Knight speaks directly with Michael Thomas while the battle rages on. David reveals crucial information regarding the future, guiding Michael toward the specific destiny and path he is meant to follow. Ultimately, the ship's defenses, Mother Box, intervenes to destroy the threat, allowing the heroes to resume their space voyage, where they are intercepted by Starboy.
Starman.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Um,
Um,
so yeah, then we
so
get Jack and Grundy sort of squaring up and Grundy. Now here's the thing: Grundy flashes back and we see him fighting Our Man and Doctor Fate and Green Lantern from the pages of Showcase number 55, which Pete and I covered in our first year on the Earth 2 podcast. And it shows as that story finished with Grundy being cast into a bubble, an energy bubble of Green Lantern and Doctor Fate energy and sent out into space. And then what James and Steve give us here is Grundy's bubble drifting off into space where he dies. Now, if you go to your copy, if listeners, if your copy of Justice League of America 46 is to hand, which is the third ever Justice League Justice Society crossover, Grundy appears in that. Here's the cover for the benefit of our YouTube viewers.
It's
That
a
famous
Grundy
one with,
blockbuster fight on the cover.
when Sandman's having a bad time because Batman's landed on top of him. And what happens in this is that Grundy basically is taken from his, because of the whole conceit with this story is people are being swapped between Earth 1 and Earth 2, and I think this might be the significant part of the story. Grundy is drawn back down to the surface, still in his bubble. Right, so we'll show the boys that there, okay?
Okay, right. I remember these stories.
Yep. And then his bubble his bubble sort of bursts and he goes around causing havoc, and he's sort of involved in a story for the duration, and the story finishes with Grundy no longer, just basically back on Earth kicking about with the Justice Society. So I postulate, because this story couldn't have taken place post-crisis because there was no Earth 1 and Earth 2. That
Yeah.
the story didn't
Okay.
place at all. Didn't take place at all. Grundy wasn't brought back down, and he did indeed drift up into space. So this is James, even as late as 1998, doing a post-crisis retcon.
Yeah, and because that made me, when I was reading it this time, thinking is, okay, if this Starman comic was coming out like real close, like in the late 60s, early 70s, this would have happened just months ago. But
Yeah.
Robinson takes these team ups and goes, they are not contemporary to when the JSA and the JLA know each other. They couldn't be, because they happened in the
Yes.
1960s.
Yes.
Because he
Yes.
makes a reference to the time, and I want to say that is
Yeah.
the perfect thing to do. Because you don't need any of the Earth One connection for
Yeah.
those. What is it? Four team up comics, four. Because I covered them.
Yeah.
They're some of the first
Yeah.
comics I covered, because I think they
Yeah.
are some of the greatest team ups ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two showcases, the two B&Bs, and they're brilliant. Murphy Anderson, and the absolute top of his game. They're gorgeous, and it's
Yes. Yeah.
I would love for them to do an omnibus of all those Earth Two, all these crisis trades.
Sure.
That it just have just the JSA jail. I had to buy the big one for the last one because they never did a small one of the last three or four.
Got you.
But do the ones that has the two team up volumes and then all the JLA JSA ones. Just do an omnibus of that, because I'd love to see some of that art.
Yeah, especially now that they're using
Supersized.
this obviously this cheaper, lighter paper.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah.
God.
Imagine if
We
it
were
would
we were
be-
throwing copies of that Warlord book at each other in the shop because it was so.
Oh, I love it. It's so
Oh.
gorgeous.
when I saw
Yeah.
people talking about it and mine came in, I went, it can't be that. What the fuck?
This is
Yeah, yeah.
Is this hollow?
Yeah, because Pete went.
This one might be heavier.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, because Pete went, well, try that. Because Pete was even talking the other day, but because they've just reissued the Golden Age Green Arrow omnibus in this new lightweight format. And Peter was talking about bringing his in
Oh,
and
is the new Green
swapping it.
Arrows like that?
Yeah.
I've
Peter
got
was
the,
talking
I've
about
got the
bringing his
last
in and
edition of
swapping
it.
it so it'd be less strain on the floorboards in his house.
Well, I'm glad they're doing that with the Golden Age stuff. Start doing it with as much stuff as you
Yeah.
can to make it lighter,
Exactly.
because that'll make
Give
it
it-
cheaper. That's the
Exactly.
other thing when people were freaking
Exactly.
out is like,
Give
imagine
us that.
1,000 of those compared to 1,000
Exactly.
without it, man. The weight to
Exactly.
mail them.
Give us that Johnny Quick omnibus DC if you're listening.
I'd read it.
So it's kind of weird because we basically have another couple of pages of Grundy giving exposition, explain what's going on.
Why he's intelligent. Why explaining it all.
I get sort of television exposition vibes from these couple of pages, because it just kind of cuts between close-ups of Grundy and the same shot of Jack. But then there's that gorgeous panel of Jack whirling around, and there's creepy blue versions of Starman, Doctor Fate, Hourman, Green Lantern, and Black Canary sort of bearing
They
down
all
on
have.
him, and that is
They all have
gorgeous.
Grundy's smile. It's
Yeah,
freaking great.
yeah,
It's a great. It's a.
terrifying.
Yeah. And in that Swamp Thing issue, and guys, this might be the last time, is there's a lot of very close-ups of a fake Abby Holland, where with big smile in it too,
Right.
like so very So I don't know if I might be reaching on that connection, but it's just something I happen to notice.
Yeah,
Man.
I'll need to. I don't think I've got. What's the cover of that issue? Is that the?
It's him on I'll message I'll send you a Facebook message of it.
Sure. Okay. Cool. I can't picture it. I don't know if I'll have it or not. I'll need to go and have a look. But anyway, back to the plot. So then,
Yeah.
but then we cut back to David and Michael having a conversation, and the nub of it, the gist of it is, because obviously we've been recording for 6 hours at this point, and we don't want to keep going too long. It's basically David is sort of saying to Michael, "You're going to have to man up, son."
Yeah, I forgot all about this. This was a straight intervention.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, my little brother's going to need your help. Man up.
Yeah.
You've been contemplative. He knows Michael's been traumatized.
Yeah.
But he's got to say, you were a hero before. You know what? You can be a hero again.
And it's not like he's not really bullying him into it as such. It's it's he kind of acknowledges that he's had his problems and things, but and it's interesting because this is David who essentially went out as Starman on his first night and was shot and died. So it's in a way you could argue it's interesting that he's telling someone else they need to buck up and improve their ideas.
Yeah.
And then is it right here where he says, like, look, Opal City's not going to have Jack forever. So again, another big hint
Yes.
towards how the series
Oh,
ends.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's true.
When I do like when it's Michael's going, so assuming this is real, assuming I'm talking to David Knight and the dead brother of my friend Jack, why are you here? And David's response, good question. Very good. I'll tell you, Michael, in one word, heroicism.
And I do like that the kind of the juxtaposition as it goes into the next as to Jack fighting the Alan Scott construct where
Yeah, and the narrator switches from David to Jack.
yep.
Yes.
So so we get Jack narrating this fight. Um, and I like how it's one page that's they show Jack fighting and he's telling what's going on and who they like and how it's affecting him, but we jump right back to David and Michael the
Yeah.
next page.
It's
And
very cinematic or filmy or TV. I love the way it's structured. You can imagine this working. This is an episode of a TV show. It'd be there's a kind of weird One Division vibe to this issue in a way.
Oh
Is it
yeah, good call, good call.
I'm in the middle of a rewatch of it, which is the only reason that it's kind of springing to mind because it's cutting between the slightly heightened reality of Jack and Michael, which sorry, David and Michael, which would be playing out with just their voices. There would be no music. There'd maybe a bit of space, atmosphere, ambience, and then it would cut back to Jack fighting the fake Rex and the fake Alan. And that would be for pew pew. That would be a bit more. It's very very effective.
yeah,
And I think Steve Young deserves a bit of credit for it because it works really really well. It's obviously James has obviously scripted it this way, but it works really well.
yeah, it does. I really do like it. This issue is, you know what, I was when I was flipping through and I didn't realize, oh shit, this second part's talking to David, and I was like, I don't remember this. I was thinking this is going to be weird. Because
Yeah,
those are all contemplative conversations, you
yeah,
know, with a lot of
yeah,
emotional stuff in them.
yeah.
Seeing
And
his
this one,
mother,
yeah,
talking to those dead heroes. It's David's his therapist.
Yes.
yes,
You know what
yes,
I mean? And that's what about early on. It's like, oh, this is just him. Is this Jack just dreaming in his brain,
yeah,
creating someone to talk himself through it? The brother that wanted to be where he is.
yeah,
Um, but it's more so because now we see him haunting someone else. And it's really, I read it this time and I said, I don't remember this at all, as much other than that it happened. And now reading it a second time, I went, this really works.
yeah.
Even
It's,
with
it's
the,
one that I did remember because mainly because I think there had been such a gap between the last one.
okay.
And because it was the difference, because it was Michael for a change, and of course because it was intercut with JSA cameos. Um, because this was at the point when like what James was doing with the JSA was more than anything else that anyone else was doing. And we're a few months at this point away from the relaunch.
And is
Um,
that why Goyer's on this book?
Oh yeah, Goy was
well,
on that was a co-writer for that too, wasn't he?
Goyer
I
was
think
the
so.
beginning of
I mean,
John, what we call it, John's run of JSA started with
yeah,
Goyer Robinson.
Yep.
yeah,
John
absolutely.
took
Yes.
up, but not for long. I mean, its second story arc is John's, right?
Yeah, Jeff comes in pretty sharpish, but James is there for a while. I can't remember if James and Jeff co-write together for a little while, but um, James is on it for a good long time because I think by that point Jeff, because I think Stars on Strike was happening around about the same time. And this is
Right.
when it starts because we're at the point where in a month or two it starts getting messy for Jack's when you're trying to work out what's going on in Jack's continuity because obviously
Yeah.
he's taking part in JSA, but in his own book he's still out in space.
Yeah,
And
and then
there's the odd
because
hint.
I did thumb through recently to see where is it that all of his Justice Society adventures happen.
Yeah.
And do
it's
I do those as
literally,
individual? Do those
yeah,
become Opal City episodes?
yeah, it's
It's a lot.
literally James towards the end. There's that big double page spread when James sort of retcons the appearance in Martian Manhunt and all the JSA stuff into literally just after he comes back from space.
Yeah.
And it's one of these things. I don't know. Are you going to do them as they're published, or are you going to do them in the where James drops them in? What do you think you're going to do? Have you thought about it? No pressure. No pressure.
No. I think I may have to do them. I may have to plan and do them early. So I would love. I don't want to kind of delay the end of the book
Yeah,
but I would do them as arcs. I would
yeah,
do them as arcs.
yeah. I think
I'm not going to do issues.
Yeah, because
So
you've got that whole first four or five parts with the Doctor Fate thing, and then there's the one about X-Stan, and there's a couple of one-offs.
there's some I can skip
think,
over. Like I won't do the. Well, maybe I'll do it because I want to read it again because I did like it. Because in the
well,
compendium, the JSA compendium, they put that event.
yeah,
And it needs to
yeah,
be there. It is where
yeah,
it also put the Martian Manhunter comic where it needs to go.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's what's
yeah,
good about the compendium. I'm glad I never bought the omnibus because it's
yeah.
mapped way better.
I think the way to do them, to be honest, I think like because we were reading JSA at the same time as we were reading Starman. I think the way to do them is more like do them as arcs, but as they're published. Because I think if you got to Jack coming back to Opal City after being out in space, and you then went and did 20 issues of Justice Society, it's gonna.
Yeah,
I think
that's maybe the thing is to do them as a gap thing.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
like 1
fold them
week
in.
is this.
Yeah,
Because I'm going to be.
Yeah,
I may get to a point where I run out of side stuff. I do want to cover Stars and the Stargirl comic.
yeah.
I think, but I also think I love Courtney. She is one of my favorite comic characters of all times. I want her to get a little more, and she's become a very important character.
Yeah,
especially in the JSA.
Yeah, and the TV show and all that for starters.
I know. I got to watch season 2.
There's
I'm gonna have to buy it now because I've turned HBO Max off.
There's Sins of Youth as well. There's the JSA issue of Sins of Youth is phenomenal.
Oh,
phenomenally good. It's so.
It's
funny.
What made me go back and buy Young Justice.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what. Yeah. But you know, I should do it. I think listeners, let me know what you think. I'm gonna probably maybe. I think I might have to go look today and kind of list them where they came out and add Stars and Stripes and some other things and just get ready to wedge them in.
Yeah.
Between stuff because I think you kind of do need. Yeah. I want Jack to get. I mean, that's a big part of. I love that Jack's in the team and him being in it makes it even a little more special.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when he bonds with Courtney.
Yeah, and because it worked really. I remember because there's the Secret Files, which has the kind of. No, it's not the Secret Files. It's the last page of issue 2 of All Star when Our Man is a little flash of the future. And I remember seeing that page and going, "Wow, that's what the lineup of the team was going to be," and saying, "Oh, there's so and so, and there's so and so, and okay, Jack's there as well. Obviously, good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the fight. And let's get back to this. Let's get back to this.
Yes. Tangent City, New Jersey.
Tangent. I do like that he calls them by their names.
Yes,
that he knows them now too. That's a little thing that I think is that Jack has had. He's known them since he was a child.
Yeah.
Yep.
He would. I mean,
it might have been Auntie Di. It might have been Aunt Di and Uncle.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Uncle Carter.
Now that they're adults, I tell my nieces and nephews, "Don't call me Uncle. You're 52 years old. Jesus." But I do like it.
Yeah.
And how they can, he can't really kill him and he's just getting overwhelmed. And Michael we don't see him, but he's somewhere nearby grasping for air still.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how long has this fight been going on?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, it's a simultaneous action thing, but because Michael's in this sort of weird dream talking to David state, that David and Michael could be talking for maybe if he was for 3 hours, but in real time that could be 10 seconds of Jack's fight.
Right.
It's a really cool thing about
this is like a TV episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
I mean,
Dave, you
now
know,
that you said that thing about this is like it's shot like a TV show or a movie, this is kind of like that, the cathartic conversation between two. It's one of my, I love dialogue like this in comics is because as much as you don't want to as much as you want show, don't tell,
yes,
certain things have to be in a conversation
sure,
between two characters, not just monologuing.
yeah,
Monologuing is good
yeah,
when it's necessary, but
yeah,
to show these two guys are talking about trauma, about, you know what I mean?
yeah, and
And
it works well because it's
and Michael's very empathetic, so he's worried about David's trauma, and
yeah,
David's worried about Michael getting over his trauma so he can do what he needs to do.
yeah. And it works well because they're having this conversation, and it's rather than the whole issue, just like some of the earlier ones, where the whole issue is the conversation. The conversation's pro rata, shorter than a lot of the other ones because it's intercut with this fight with Grundy
Hmm.
and the vegetable GSA clones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's what helped because if this was just a Michael talking with David after the cliffhanger of last issue, it would have like, come on, we were doing so good, and now you
Yeah,
stop the action. So by having to do it, we're kind of having our
yeah,
cake and eating it too in this
yeah,
way, and I think that
yeah,
does really help not only this issue but the series as a whole. As again, we're building momentum back up.
yeah, definitely, very much so. Yeah. So
Uh,
the fight comes to an end rather spectacularly.
I love this. I love this so bad. Where Ted has repaired the ship, and it's like he's just a little slot comes down and a cosmic rod ray gun point
yeah.
shooting
I
at him,
love that. It's like, look at this. And I
and
love it. It's
Grundy just
like,
goes is just smiling like an evil grin, and then it's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
yeah, I like
Yes.
that. It's like you're always a thinker, a talker. So why don't you land that rocket and we can your mistake, Grundy. I may sound like Ted Knight. I may look like him, but I was programmed by Orion of the New Gods.
Yeah.
Boom!
Amazing. Because that's
Oh,
like,
that
Kirby
perfect.
obviously Kirby obviously talks about it's been talking about the Looney Tunes, and this has got a real Looney Tunes vibe to it, where it's like, hey, what do you know? Sort of like the way his expression just changes in one shot, because it's like the coyote or running off the
Or
side of the
Donald
cliff
Duck or
after the
Daffy
roadrunner.
Duck. Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's
It's
exactly like that. It's brilliant. I
Solomon
love that,
Grundy's
and that,
mouth is on the back. He puts it in
yeah,
front of.
yeah, yeah, and that full page of Grundy being shot is just hilarious.
It
It's
is.
just like, I am Orion, Orion, because Orion's always so, deadpan. He's not a light character. It's just, you can imagine like this combination of Ted and Orion is just brutal.
Oh, here it is. Oh, but one day Opal City will need a hero.
Yeah,
Jack won't. Okay, so it's towards the end. I
yeah,
confused where that part was,
Yeah.
but yes. And then David has a really, I don't know if it's supposed to be sinister, but that second panel, he
mm,
has this
Yeah,
big
it's like a
grin. It's
Grundy
weird.
smile.
Yeah.
mm.
Oh, look, I just got veneers on. Do they look good? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm just back from 2 weeks in Turkey. Can you tell? There's a reference for our Glaswegian listeners there. Um,
No, yeah.
yeah, and it's beautiful the way it just sort of shifts back into they've got him back on the ship, and
It's and oh, I was knocked out and I went to this magical place and you were there and you were
yeah,
there and
yeah, and
I went to the magical place and your creepy brother was haunting me, Jack.
yeah, and I like that David sort of tells him not to tell Jack
Yeah.
about it.
Because, and doesn't Michael know about this or has Jack kept it to himself?
Jack has kept it to
Kept it to himself.
himself
Okay, okay. I want to make sure I
because
didn't miss
I don't think he's even seen a picture of David at this
Yeah.
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
And on this, I gotta say, Jack's like shirt there, pretty spiffy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
yeah. It's not bad at all. Very nice.
It's probably a really nice one where it's painted on
Yeah.
or embroidered. Yeah, no, nice. It's not something with an my Instagram feed is full of those ads for the Hawaiian shirts with the covers put all over them, and you're like going, "Hell, I don't know if that's going to be really good product if you all do
Yeah.
it."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how are you getting? Are you giving the companies money?
Oh no, they
Yeah,
are not.
No,
yeah,
no,
no, yeah.
no.
It's
It's
like
this.
I keep seeing Instagram adverts for. They've obviously taken, like, the cover of Days of Future Past or a Garcia Lopez, you know, style guide image and just stuck it in a, stuck it against the green background and said it's on a t-shirt, and and they're all very cagey, and the comments are all quite vague, and you think, right, I'd like that Freedom Fighters t-shirt, but it's definitely not a legit licensed bit of DC merchandise.
Yeah.
Says the guy in
Yeah.
his Redbubble Ultra Boy
Yeah,
t-shirt.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't mind it dodgy. I just want to know if it's dodgy and of quality.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like,
I want a nice one. There's
knockoffs are fine, but
yeah,
yeah.
Buddy pointed out there's a page where you're definitely getting them from China, but you can get a nice footy team's jersey with it being embroidered and be very nice. Um, eh. But but I have a problem with that page where he's waking up is when did so he has his 90s mullet and then he's got a beetle cut on the
On the
Well, yeah,
last panel, it's like
yeah,
swept
he's
behind him, but
obviously
it's weird. It's a weird angle.
yeah,
no, but he's got
Jack's
short hair in the next two pages
Oh, you're
too.
right.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah,
Oh.
because there's the conversation sort of pauses. Michael says that I'm going to clean up. I feel tired, and there's a slight, that's obviously the pause, and then it cuts. It cuts back, and he's come in and he's given himself a haircut because he's got to mean business. It's like he's shaving shaving off his head like in an action movie because he means business now.
Yeah.
So, like,
Um,
a shortly caption box, I think, would have helped there,
yes,
Yeah,
honestly.
it
yeah.
does because there's no inference that he stepped away.
Yeah,
And the
no, I
comment
did
about I
not.
thought you were in there too
Well,
long was
I mean,
in his head.
he does say, "I'm going to clean up. I feel tired." But you're right. I mean, it should have been over the page.
Yeah.
It should have been like on a slow, maybe an external shot of the ship, and we would have heard Jack saying maybe Jack's line over that just to show that a little bit of time has passed. It's not completely satisfactory. Oh, but then the good stuff kicks in again for the next couple of pages. Oof.
Yeah. They go through some anomaly and come out, and they're all these. I thought it were all Legion flyers, but I forgot the Science Police had the same ships.
Yeah.
But I do, and it ends with them being boarded, and you hear someone say, two questions. Who are you, and how did you get here? Answered now or answer to me. Starboy of the Legion of Superheroes. And then
Oh.
at the
Uh,
And
yeah, it was
it's and
so
it's and it's reboot Tom in all his black and gold and white glory.
it is a nice
yes.
costume, and I do like this
It's a good
version of
one.
Tom. I do like this
Yeah.
version of Tom.
I love that version of Tom because it's been so long since, you know, because he vanishes he's not really in the Baxter series very much at all, is he? Didn't do too much with him in 5 years later, but he was,
He was a
it's
baseball manager.
He was a manager
yeah,
of a baseball team, yeah.
yeah, and then I love the reboot Legion, I really do,
I do
Yeah,
unconditionally.
too.
same here.
I do. As and my Legion is because I'm fucking old is the Silver Age and Levitz's was my era.
Yeah.
But I really do. I think it has a fucking ton of heart.
Hmm.
It does. It does. You like them.
Yep.
It's like, God, this is how you write teen superheroes, folks.
Yeah,
And it's
it was
why where
great.
they every time they've done a reinvention, the three boot or the retro boot is I hate to tell you that was
Yeah,
a complete reboot, and
yeah,
it felt like I was reading the same series.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So here's my fingers crossed for
Yeah, I
the next
mean,
one.
Yeah.
the retro boot was like it was fun when you realize when you figured out what was going on, and as you're reading the comics, you're going, oh, okay. And the three boot I really enjoyed because it was so fresh and so different. But it was like I was always kind of saddened by the way the reboot kind of
Oh,
went
oh,
dark.
they gutted
You
the
know,
reboot at the end. They just slit
yeah,
its throat from year to
yeah,
year.
yeah. It was like all the stuff they did with Element Lad, and when they killed monsters,
Yeah,
and it was
like
just like
Yeah, why? Yeah,
it was
that was
like,
used.
guys, this is not why we've been reading this stuff. Come on.
Yeah,
and apparently 3 boot was originally just gonna be like a small time jump soft reboot, and I'm like, I still think that's the way we should have gone, but because I don't think we would have gotten all the other subsequent reboots since.
yeah,
But that's maybe just me.
yeah. I'm just fingers crossed that I've liked what Joshua Williamson stuff I've read.
Yeah, same
He
here.
can and he can write a big cast.
Yeah, unlike
It's green. I
Yeah, that's
really
my
like
favorite
his
part.
run. Like I've been saying for the last for a while on the regular episodes. I've really enjoyed Williamson's Green Arrow. I thought it was you understand a big cast, you understand Ollie, you
Yeah,
understand the voices of all these other characters. I recognize it even though I haven't read it in a while. So I'm
yeah,
fingers crossed. But it was nice to see him in this, and I love that they projected this connection because I mean we John's we've had legacy character writing in comics because it's post crisis and such, but this is so huge to just Robinson going back in his brain. Let's connect all these Starmen together.
yeah,
hmm
Now we're getting
yeah,
closer. Then we're gonna wrap it around to the Kingdom. He looks. It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
different. It's Tom, but it's
yeah,
Kingdom Come. Is it
yeah,
Kingdom Come?
Yeah, so like
It's
that's where
inferred. It's
like my own brain.
Kingdom Come
Yeah, that's
Tom.
it's like Kingdom Come, who's then retconned to be like Retro Boot Starboy. So it's like a bunch of don't
yeah,
think too hard
Yeah,
on
I
it.
mean
Which
it's not this Tom from the future. It's
no, it can't
it's the
be.
original Legion Tom when he's a grown
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
yeah,
So but that's fine. I like that it's ambiguous. I kind of liked. I've said it before, but Slot. It's not Slot. Um, where Superman was fighting the Legion of Darkseid in his book, and
Oh
how he
yeah,
yeah,
said,
yeah,
"I fly to the future, but every time I fly to the future, it's not the same future." To kind of
yes,
infer, I like that maybe okay, something
yeah,
changed in the history, and
yeah,
because you travel between there, maybe it's cause and effect,
yeah,
But I like
and
that, or maybe it's just Darkseid screwing it up. We don't know yet.
there was also and this is again around when I was starting to read, it was after the Superman Legion arc where Batman's talking with Clark and Lightning Lance like, dude, we've met three different legions, and they reference the JLA JSA crossover,
Mhm.
sure,
the Final Night, and at least like one time when Three Boot I think came back for like a Brave and the Bold or something around that time.
Yeah,
So
sure,
it's in the Brave and the Bold. What I think it's in one of the Supergirl team ups.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but it's this is what did you think? Okay, this issue I really liked. It's not the best talking with David, but it was nice to see him talk to. It was nice to see two star men, the two between Jack, the two that they know between Jack and their hit in
yes,
1951. That
yeah,
and it works. It's them talking. They both have shared trauma. They're walking through it, and it's like I'm not telling you that you have to tell Jack this. That I'm telling you that you are going to fill the void.
yeah. It's good because it's as we sort of said, it's bringing Michael to the foreground, positioning him so that he's going to be a bit more active over the next year or two of the series, and yeah, and it's throwing another bone to the Golden Age fans that are kind of wanting something to be done with these characters, when nothing is.
Yeah.
yep.
Hmm. Uh,
But I do,
And
and
I
I do like this
is
two
this
parter.
yeah, I think it's a really
So,
strong two-part. Is this the last we see Solomon Grundy in this series? I
I
think it
think so.
might be. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
at least that way it wraps kind of that last dangling plot thread up, which is good.
Yeah.
I've
I
got a
don't know if
feeling
it.
there's another version of him in Grand Guignol, but I can't remember.
Okay,
Oh
it's
no,
been
there
forever
is. I
since
Don't
I've.
think. Yeah.
remember.
No.
Okay.
No. I think what's the imp? The imp finds
Oh,
one.
right,
Oh,
right. Okay, so
I can't
retract what I
remember.
just
I
said.
can't remember. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you could be right, Kirby. I can't remember, and like everyone else, I'm not reading ahead.
Same
But
here.
I've got a feeling of I've got a memory of a Peter Schneeberg drawn Grundy at the back of my head somewhere. So I mean, we shall have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It's
Um.
a it's a fun tie-in because it shows it's a fun tie-in throwback to Showcase 55, which is quite unexpected and it's cool and obviously from what Kirby's told us it ties into that Swamp Thing story. So it's not John, sorry, it's James doing what he does best of taking all the little threads and pulling them all together.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. Yeah. And then I've tried to see what's next after this. I really like it, and I do like these two parters that they're doing all these kind of two-part stories.
Yeah,
Um. Um.
yeah, and it's two-part stories that end on cliffhangers that keep you coming back for that set up the
Yeah.
next two-parter.
Yeah.
Um,
So the next regular issue is 50, so it's a big deal, and it's the arrival of our new penciler. So looking forward to that.
Wow. Quite a significant sort of period in the book just now. It's all change. All change.
Yeah.
And yeah. I'm
Oh, I
flicking through the
forgot.
compendium
I
now.
was thumbing through the next issue, and I forgot that fucking Tomos is in it.
Oh God, oh
Is that the guy with bits cut out of his body?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was
He's
such
on
a
the
Always.
same planet
jerk.
as Starboy.
That's
Oh,
right, of course.
he was a Xanthuian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always creeped me out.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, do not leave him with your girlfriend. He's a
No.
groper, dude.
Yeah.
He's a groper. He's a bro. He's a big old gym bro.
Yeah.
Um, so it's I'm looking forward to this because I really like Peter
Yes.
Snyder?
Snyder.
I've always said Schneeberg, but I can't remember. I can't. I think I read
Schneeberg? Schneeberg?
yeah, because I've got a daft, horrible memory of reading some way to pronounce his name on like the DC message boards 20 odd years ago.
Okay.
So I've always said Schneeberg. Yeah.
But I'm looking at
Moving
this
on.
and it's early because he has gotten better and better and better. And then isn't he the
Mhm.
regular artist in JSA at
Yeah.
different times?
Oh,
Or he
on
does art?
JSA?
Well, I'm not sure. I
Yes,
can't
he does.
remember.
Because when Power Girl comes back, that's definitely him drawing
That's
for
right.
like at least
And
those couple issues.
he draws a couple of Legion stories further down the line as well.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. He can do anything. I love his work. It's shit. I really did love his work on this book.
Yeah.
I and
remember
we're seeing
for the longest.
Keith Champagne, who's doing some inkings here and there. He does a bunch. He works on some Justice Society.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's that kind of, it's like this group. It's like Goya, Robinson, Johns, and these artists that are all, they become the stewards of the Golden Age characters.
They really
Pretty
do.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as much as I've read some other James Robinson I haven't liked as much.
Yes.
And I do. He does a little overwriting sometimes, and sometimes but you know, like that read his Scarlet Witch comic, and I was like, well, this is really good. Why never
It
not heard of
was.
this? I mean, it's giving me everything I want from a Scarlet Witch comic, especially when she tells her brother, you are abusive, and I don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Fist
Yeah.
pump. Yes, God damn, this dude is,
Yeah.
And let's
I
talk
remember
about Crystal's behavior, okay? You have one
Yeah.
shitty boyfriend after another. That's on you, girl.
I remember when James was writing. He wrote the Invaders for a little while. It must have been about 15 years ago, and he was doing that James thing where he was bringing in, because he fed the Eternals into it, and it was kind of classic Eternals, and he's just very good at pulling stuff together from different
Eras.
places and eras of comic universes, and he makes them coherent and work well together.
Yeah.
He's when he's good, he's very good. There's no two ways about it. He really
Yeah.
is.
I got that latest Superman Omni that came out, and he's the writer of most of it.
Yeah. Oh, the World
Yeah.
New Krypton. Yes, there's
Yeah.
a lot of good Robinson there.
There
there's a lot
is,
of
and
good
I was
stuff.
reading it, and
I read all of that.
I had to pull the book off because it had Atlas from first issue special,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, I like him. That's because, and then I was thumbing through and it's like, oh shit, man, Codename Assassin's in this fucking thing too.
The Legion shows up for a good chunk of that too.
Yeah, and all that Legion stuff was brilliant. Because remember, he had they were all in disguise. And Matt Rita Lad was the guy working at the deli.
Yep.
And the Monel stuff, and then like there's a bit when he eat, and I remember because he just rushes forward and eats a car, and I was like, "Whoa!" Because I realized who it was, and I was just like, so chuffed.
Yeah,
Taking a bite out of crime, Tenzel Kemp.
Yeah, Kirby, you were telling me about it, and I almost got it. And it goes, oh shit, am I going to sit here and start reading this straight through? Because I've never read it. I mean, I've never read it, and and I've got the Busick stuff comes right after this.
No, the Busick's right before it.
Is it?
Oh, is it? Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah. So because it goes like
yeah,
Busick, Johns. Yeah. Then I actually came in Superman pretty regularly with Johns' Brainiac arc, which I think is rightfully
Brainiac is.
It
in
might be a
that
part of
is
that.
Brainiac's
Yeah.
in it
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
took that hardcover I just got, my regular size hardcover I just got because I'm gonna go put it in a little library
Yep.
today. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really, David. I hadn't been a big superhero man. I love Superman, but I'm Triangle era. That's post-crisis
Oh yeah,
Superman for me was
I'm
the
the same.
burn
Yeah,
to, a, and then I forget where I died off because it was a cash flow thing, not a
yeah.
want to read him.
I kind of read it. I kind of petered. I kind of dipped in and out as the nineties wore on. Once he came back, but I read it for you know, it's probably about 2003, 2004 when I finally stopped picking. I mean, it was the JMS stuff that killed it for me, to be honest. That was
Yeah,
awful.
that was a really
What killed the
that
what
Appalling.
was
was
a
it? What was it?
J. Mike Straczynski did a real
Oh
shit
God, no!
run. Chris
I don't.
Robertson, to his credit, did his best to salvage it, but it's like you can tell it's like Chris Robertson would rather, who A is a much better writer in my opinion, would who knows how to write Superman, and it's like, yeah, do your own thing, and then it's like New 52 happened, and
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
and so David,
I haven't.
I've skipped the Morrison. I like Grant Morrison, but I'm not intrigued by his New 52 Superman and a T-shirt,
I've.
and
You know,
so I'm
yeah,
basically jumping
yeah,
in as the New 52 Superman is dying, and as this
right,
other Superman and Lois
sure,
and Jonathan are coming in,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is a fucking masterpiece.
yeah. I
That
remember.
actually
Yeah,
that whole transition beautifully edited.
yeah.
That's
I remember
editorial. That's
being.
saying how we fix this.
Yeah, I remember being really impressed that the real soups had kind of been there all along, sort of thing. It was, yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the first. It was. Pete and I were talking about the New 52 the other day, actually, and just sort of saying like how there was so much good stuff in it, like Animal Man and OMAC, and
Demon Knights was really good.
yeah,
Oh,
giving
is it?
Mister Terrific his own
Oh,
book.
I haven't. I've been thinking
Yeah,
about getting it because there's a collection of it. I was thinking
there
about
was
getting it,
there
but
was
I
so
didn't know
much
about.
good stuff, but they tried. It was the way they threw everything out, but at the same time kept the same continuity for Green Lantern and Batman. More or less is the same, but then you had to try and believe that there'd been three Robins in the space of 5 years, and and as you were saying, that whole Cyborg as a founding member of the JLA thing. No, go away.
Eh.
No, it doesn't
Get
make
it?
it. Well, and
It
here's my
It
thing:
doesn't.
is like I've read that first, the John's League, Justice League is beautiful. I mean,
I
it
can't. I'm,
looks.
I'm not. I'm not a Jim Lee fan at
I'm
all.
not. I mean, I don't want him. I don't want him drawing stories though. You want to do a portrait? You want to do a cover? I don't
Yeah,
think he can really. And I think John's must have been chomping at the bit to do some exposition because there's no.
sure. Yeah,
It's like having a team. Kirby and me talk about this. You got to have characters that are not in another book.
Yep.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why some super teams are really. It's like, well, I can't. One of the
yeah,
things I'm not reading Avengers for the first time in my life because there's nothing happening interpersonally. I don't give a
yeah,
shit about them punching people.
yeah,
Um, so I think that's part of it too. Is if you're not. I mean, I think that book gets better once Lee leaves, and but it's still they wrote but they have so many problems because you've written in Cyborg.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
until
and
after whatever the one where they said, okay, all of that stuff's happened.
yeah,
We fixed all the other continuity.
and even the recent, new history of the DC universe still that. I mean, the last part of that was just like,
God, babe,
and
you're
and there was another big epic reality threatening crisis, and there was another one, and Mark's trying to summarize like dark metal and all that crap, which I
He's
bought
going
and
like,
never
what?
read. It's all sitting there, and I mean, the amount of crap that I've got sitting, I'm just going to take into the shop is unbelievable. It was just,
Number
yeah,
4 is definitely like Mark Waid is like, I leave you guys for 10 years and you do all this
yes,
no
crap?
shit.
yes,
Look what here, I made it work.
yeah.
And
God.
if it's
Thank,
giving you all
thank God he's back.
migraines, it's on you.
Yeah,
It's because of all of those events, there's a lot of shit going on. I like saying that
Hmm.
like there've been some fixes in between that I really enjoyed. That Green Arrow in the Seven Soldiers
yes,
and Roy
yeah,
going back in time and it traumatizing Roy.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
it works. It
yeah,
works really, really well because then
yeah,
it gives a reason for this good kid to go from zero to
yeah,
heroin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, no. So I mean, I think Wade's cleaned up a lot. cleaned up a lot, and I've enjoyed All In. They put a book out for five. Someone gets a 5 issue series, and we try something new.
Yeah,
As we're having like, and they're taking kind of the Marvel event phase thing, but not calling it that, but going, okay, All In's going to end at the end of this absolute thing. I'm
yeah,
not a bit, the KO is whatever. When it's done,
yeah,
Yeah.
I will speak, I will have an episode and talk about it, but it's just another event and whatever. But I do
yeah,
like what's happening in some of the individual books, you know.
yeah.
So,
Yep.
and that's what I mean, that's what you should be doing is you pick the books you like. And if you like it a lot, we'll
Yes,
continue it. And if you don't,
yeah,
we'll pause it until we have another arc. Something
yeah.
else. We're getting a Firestorm comic. I'm a
Yeah.
big Jeff Lemire fan. I'm like going, okay. He's not drawing it. He's
I don't
doing
know.
some,
Like,
but
I'm
I'm
really not
like,
in. I'm really not in. I really did not enjoy his first 12 issues on JSA very much at
It
all.
it was like 12. It was too long. He drug it out way
yeah,
too
I'm
He's got
not. I
long.
some
mean,
bad
it's
habits. Martin Gray's been. I've basically been agreeing with what Martin's been saying in his blog each time. Is like doesn't introduce characters so too decompressed. Doesn't name characters when they turn up. Too decompressed. I was not convinced with what he did with Rick and Jesse at all.
No, I hated
Um,
yeah. I
that.
didn't. I
and
didn't get that either. I mean, I
Ted's
like it. It's. I mean,
killing
but
the.
I think if I read it as one book, it would probably make sense. But
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't.
it's
But he's leaving too much for you to know who the
yeah,
characters are.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the year one thing though.
I am too.
Even
Yeah,
though
same here.
and Pete and I were talking about this the other day. It's like even it's obviously whitewashing and retconning everything that we've taken as the standard for a long, long time. And I'm on a level, I'm unhappy about that because to me it feels like it's changed for the sake of it. But at the same time, I'm enjoying it on its own terms, and it's the sort of book I would have loved to have. I remember there was rumors years ago that Matt Wagner and Steven Seagal were going to do a JSA year one sort of thing a long time ago, and it never happened. And this is fine. I mean, I'm enjoying. It's obviously a reboot. It's a fairly hefty reboot. It's contradicting stuff that we've gone with for decades. It was established in All Star Squadron, but it's it's. But I mean, bringing Will Everett in
Yeah, I
before
think.
he was.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
I.
like. I'm struggling with the part of me that doesn't want to see stuff contradicted, and the part of me that's actually reading each issue and really enjoying it.
I get
So,
that.
you know,
Well, I think it's maybe they're gonna. Well, they've never reprinted. This is some not me. Is they're trying to not. I think they are doing a retro boot, but a reboot. I don't know how they're going to do it. They may say that they know whoever it is, but there's so much continuity to try to fix
yeah,
what Roy did in All Star. It's just too late. It's 35 years ago,
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
It's longer
I
than
think,
that,
I
buddy.
mean, and if you're going to do
Yeah,
it,
it's long. We're further away from when Roy did it than when Roy was in the Golden Age.
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Instantly,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
So, I
which is
mean, I
mad.
think I'm enjoying that a lot more. I'm enjoying it a lot
Yeah,
more. I like I like the idea of the story John's was telling, but I agree with you guys. I bet as a not John's as a Lemire fan, it's like you don't normally decompress this much because your own stuff
sure.
is not this is
Yeah,
Black Hammer reads like a modern
Much
comic,
tighter.
but it's still structured by like a Silver Age comic
yeah,
where there's dialogue and you got to do it. You've there it's stop decomp all comic writers got to stop. I mean,
yeah,
it's getting to the point like Marvel's really bad about it. It's just and they're not paying any high dollar talent,
yeah,
And it's
and you can
showing.
yeah,
tell. I mean,
yeah,
some of it's good, but they're definitely giving people a lot of leeway to try, especially on this stuff in the app. And they're
yeah,
behind DC in some ways on the app, but ahead of them in some ways on the apps. But yeah, it's just the decompression is driving me nuts, and I agree. I'm hoping because they've already said that they're going to go back, and it's going to be in the current with the team,
yeah. We'll see what
but
happens
not
when it gets there.
necessarily
I've
the
enjoyed
same.
the year one.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
just
would like a, I would like an ongoing book set in the past, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
well,
I
I
not in the
would like them to
current.
just, I'm hoping that part of me hope that the year one is if John's was not John's Lemire shit. Shamir, I was kind of going, maybe it's time to swap. Maybe it's do
Yeah.
you
Mm,
do the year one? And
mm,
if he's changing continuity, he's not doing it outside of Mark Wade.
That's the
So
point.
that's Wade is he's not the chief creative officer. Who is their chief creative officer? It's Lee.
Um,
No, Lee's the publisher. Um,
I've lost track
yeah,
on all of
it
that.
changed. It changed at All In when
Jim
John's
Jim
left.
Lee Jim Lee having an exec position at DC baffles me because all he's done is draw redesign Kyle Rayner's costume and then draw on a Justice League arc and two Batman stories. It should be Dan Jurgens or Jerry Ordway or someone. It should be like
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
I think he's past creative though. I think he's so high up, he's not creatively in
yeah
charge. That they
yeah
have a
Yeah.
chief
And
creative officer. I don't know who it is,
yeah.
unless it's
yeah,
Wade, and they just didn't give him a title.
it's unofficial, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good thing because most of what I've read from All In has been good, or at least trying to be something. There's
Yeah,
no just crap coming out. So it's,
yeah. It
we'll
does
see.
feel
It's
very
fingers
fresh.
crossed. I'm,
Yeah.
so all
I
right,
want to.
guys.
Can I quickly mention that I've just read Omega the Unknown, the 70s Omega the Unknown, all the way through for the first time in the last couple of weeks. Um, I read it all 10 issues and then the 2 issue of the Defender's conclusion, and I have been sad as fuck ever since. So gutting that Steve and Mary didn't get some more issues, but very satisfying with what was done with it. So that my tip for the moment, listeners, if you haven't read Omega the Unknown, go and get a hold of that. Either the masterwork or the trade, or try and get the
They
originals.
actually put a
It's a,
masterwork out of
it's a,
that.
they did, and do you know what? The trade
Mm.
paper, me being me, I already had all the original issues and the trade paperback, but still got the masterwork. The masterwork has a page that the trade has a page that the masterwork doesn't have. So try and get the Omega the Unknown classic trade paperback, folks. If you've never read it, it's
I'm gonna see if it's on the app. I'd be surprised. My
50 years old, but it feels modern as heck. It was amazing. I
I
was
read the
really,
first
really
appearances.
invested. It was really good. That's my tip. That's what I've been reading recently.
All right, I'll check that out because it's like I've never read certain things because it came out when I was a kid and I didn't think it was
Sure.
cool, and that was one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like,
I
who's
think
this guy? Ugh.
yeah. No, the first thing I read was Defenders issue 76 when he's already, spoilers when everything's
Yeah.
already happened.
Yep.
But it was really, really, really enjoyable, very coherent, very, very thought provoking. And then the conclusion, obviously not written by Steve Gerber, feels like what it is. It's like a patch written by someone else 2 years later, but it works very well. And I'm still finished it 5 days ago and I'm still feeling it, guys.
Oh my God,
Still
I'll check
feeling
it.
it.
Yeah, I'll check
So
it out.
there.
All right, is that your
Uh,
recommendation for? Hey,
It
okay, Kirby,
certainly
what's
is.
yours?
okay, so I'll actually continue on a 10 issues and it's done. Is last weekend I finally read the Len Straczynski, Mike Parerbeck Justice Society of America
Wow.
run. And it's like I'm just gonna say this up front. This is the most I've ever liked Al Pratt. And it's like
He's
where
amazing in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is good. Yeah,
and the art is amazing. Like again, it's Mike Parerbeck. It looks amazing. It's that right level of cartoony that I really like. It's like why couldn't this series? I guess like Russ has told me, was like Mike Carlin just had it out for this series, and it's like
he
why
didn't. They
this?
thought,
Like
why does anybody want to read about these old guys? Fuck,
Yeah.
have
it's
you
so
not
good.
every Justice League
Yeah.
fan?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like absolutely, it's like it's 10 issues. It's really good. It shows what Straczynski could have done if he was actually like given a little more like leeway and credit, where it's due. It's like it introduces Jesse Quick. Every character looks amazing in it, and it's like no, we could have had like even like 3 4 years of this. It rests, then we get the Robinson Goyer Johns era. It's like then
Yeah.
they probably wouldn't have all been mercilessly slaughtered during
Yep.
0 hour. Just like
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is
It's
it?
yep.
give me like folks, if you haven't read, I don't know if there's a trade of it. I have it all in singles
Well,
because I'm a back issue hunter.
it's just been we've just had it collected over here by, I think, Eagle Moss is the name of the company that does it. Pete and I had a plan when it was solicited. We were going to order like a whole bunch to buy copies to send to our pals in the States, like you and Shag Matthews and Steve Higgins and that. But we missed it in the order form, and the shop got one copy, and
Oh,
I got it because we had a plan, because no, we'll
Oh
get like
man.
I was like, and we tried to reorder it and it never came in because I think the printer must have been quite low. So I mean,
mm.
but the thing is, the fact that work has been done must make me think DC
Yeah.
have got to do a
And maybe
collection of it
that's.
themselves.
Well, I will say this about DC, and I will say it a lot on the podcast. What they're doing now that they've gotten back into collected editions, because they weren't
Yeah.
doing them. They were doing those crappy little 4-issue trades. Stop putting 4 issues in a comic book and calling it a trade
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why DC miniseries are now 6 issues, because
Yeah.
you can't charge
So we can
$29.99. Yeah, make it bigger.
we
Bigger.
can
So, but
stretch. So
imagine
they'll
they're
all be
doing.
as good as Justice League Red.
Oh God. But you could all do all 3 of those short Justice Society series. Paraback, the one me and Kirby just covered,
Yeah.
and Strange Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
That's a
got
good
it. You
sized
got.
trade.
You could call it the Wilderness Years. I'll steal something from Doctor Who, the Wilderness
Yeah.
Years. Put it up there. It's because it's good. But you
Yeah.
could also do. They do a compendium with them in timeline order.
Yeah,
Because
that would work.
they haven't done a
Definitely.
second compendium, and they should. I want
Yeah.
them to do that.
No, that would make sense. Doing all that, putting all that stuff together in one volume, the 10-issue series, the 8-issue series, the Strange Adventures, even the Justice Society Return. Was the Justice Society Returns event in the compendium that previously? I can't
No,
remember.
it'll be in the
I think.
second
Oh, I
one.
thought it was. Oh,
Right.
No, it's in the
I can't
second.
remember.
okay.
I
It's
can't
in
remember.
the no. It's in the second one. They
But
put it.
there's enough. There's a good like 30 odd comics here and there that they could put together, and there's
And then
oh,
it could
the
be a
JSA
deluxe
fans.
hardcover. It'd be. You don't need to be
Yeah.
an omnibus. It just could be a thinner one, like
Yeah.
the Legion ones are, because they do.
Yeah.
You know, are they going to do an
Well, they
omni?
did. I mean, they collected the 8-issue 91 miniseries that Shag's covering now. They collected that a while ago. I've got that hardback because I think they put the Secret origin story at the back of it.
Yeah, that's the one me and Kirby.
Yeah.
That's the one me and
yeah.
Kirby covered. Yeah.
Yeah, they've collected that. But you're right. The 10-issue one that was a great series. I read that at the time. Shag me Freudian slip. Shag had me on to talk about issue 8 because that's the one that spotlights Johnny Quick and Hourman and the Sandman, and they all became like in the years after that was published, they became like real, especially Rex became real sort of core guys for me. So it's a brilliant series. I would echo Kirby's assertion that that's definitely worth tracking down.
Yeah,
And I
it is.
read it in one sitting, and it's hard for me to do that sometimes. Like 10 issues,
Yeah.
but 10 issues, and it's not like modern decompressed. It's like, no, these were 10 full issues, and it was bad. And it's like, yeah, man, come on. At least let me have like a 30-issue run of that run.
Yeah, and it's it's kind of what's sad is it's not out there, and they can never publish the El Diablo book that Parabec drew, which was a great comic book.
Because
they're
not going to give someone because someone's a piece of shit.
Yeah, because
Screwed it
I'm
and fucked it.
surprised I have the Justice League International omnibuses because he's a part of
They
the
kept his
Euro.
name out of it. They don't put his name anywhere.
Okay, that's it. That's how. Okay,
that's it. They're doing it for 1 or 2 issues, and they're just not putting his name on.
Yeah, because that's right. Because he wrote all that. Because
we can't profit from your crime.
Yeah,
law,
Vigilante
so
walked up in that El Diablo series for an issue.
Wasn't it great? And how they dealt with Greg Sanders? He was an older guy.
It was excellent.
It was so good.
Oh dear.
It was such a good comic book.
Thoughts. Boys, this has been a great 3-hour conversation.
Yeah. Hey, and then the only paperback that I've seen is some of the like cartoon tie-ins, which are good.
Yeah.
So
I think was it the Fly that you drew for Impact Comics? I can't remember.
Yep. I've never read any of the Impact stuff.
Oh, it's very good.
Okay. It is very good. They kind of they take the original origins and kind of make it work. They're good. Yeah. All right. My suggestion is well, I could give a movie to avoid after that. But no, would have been I just got in what I'm getting in is I'm recommending to get it is if you haven't gotten it, this is a good one. So I'm buying my buddy Ken goes to the Ollie's and just buys things and goes, here, have it. Don't just a gift. And I'll give him stuff. So I've ordered him the Transformers UK compendium because I've gotten those. I'm old. That G.I. Joe is not my G.I. Joe. That G.I. Joe, the little action figures came in when I was like almost 30.
Yeah.
So, but I thought the cartoon was pretty good. I'd watch it. Yes, it's a commercial, but it's not. I mean, Super Friends is the scripts are crap. I don't think they age well. Bashy's Ralph Bashy's Spider-Man. I thought I really loved it as a kid. I bought the DVDs. I watched two things and went, "This is so shit." Because it's
I've
just the same four or five motions
sure,
edited. It's barely above the '60s
yeah,
Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk stuff. It
yeah,
was just basically
yeah,
motion comics.
yeah,
Clutch Cargo stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not a Transformers.
sure.
We that was I remember me and my brother-in-law playing with one of our nieces and nephews' kid toys, the Transformers, not giving it back. My nephew Daniel, who passed, it was like he had this one that turned from a space shuttle into something, and me and
Astral Train, yeah,
we're playing with them. So, but the GI Joe comic was good. It was what it was supposed to
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Larry Hama still said, "Yes, I know I'm advertising a toy, but I'm gonna
Hmm.
tell good
It-
stories that
oh
the
yeah, he
Marvel
really
comic
did.
reader would read."
Yeah, they really did,
Yep.
and so much the Transformer stuff is so much better than it needed to be
Yeah,
for
that's
a
kind of
for a
thing. It's yeah.
yeah
And
for
my buddy
a
Ken,
toy
who's read the
tie-in.
UK stuff, he says the UK stuff's better than the regular stuff. And
It's
he was
excellent.
there you
Yeah,
get them. Go to in stock trades when they come. They're like $30.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
and they are huge,
Oh, they're
but they're
dictionary and a
non-newsprint,
half.
so they don't try to I think what I like is it's the colors are brighter, but it's the same process. It's a newsprint. That's what it was, and that's how we're going to reprint it to keep the price down.
yeah,
Do
aye,
what Marvel doesn't do. DC and there's
yeah.
they're better about price points because
Oh
I
man,
will get an
I'm
Epic if I
winding down my
absolutely need it
Spider-Man
to fill a
Epic
hole.
since.
Huh?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I'm winding down my Spider-Man Epic collections as they're like filling in the last couple gaps I want, and it's like, man, like it started out $40, now it's like 55, like sticker price.
Yeah,
It's like you guys are out of your minds.
they've jumped. They jumped quite a bit recently. We noticed that with the last couple of new ones that came out of the shop.
Yeah.
Because Alistair was like, "What then?" Because it just, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there's a Avengers Epic coming out, and then there'll be one hole left, and I'll have between epics and volumes 1 through 5, Omnis, I'll have everything up through uh out Onslaught.
right.
And I will skip. Someone asked me, it wasn't you, but Ken goes, "Are you gonna get the epic for the Heroes Reborn?" And I went, "I have toilet paper in the house. I don't need to buy that." That is something. It's just it was I really hated comic books when that was coming out because I went, "This is everything I hate about comic books, and you are celebrating it."
Yeah,
I think I was
it's
that's when I just read Doctor Who novels. That's all I did. At that
it's
point, I was
crazy.
like
That's
a
that's like
fail.
that's closing on like that must be like what 30 years ago now that Heroes Reborn and all that shit was happening.
Yeah,
Must be not
Yeah.
longer.
literally,
It's
yeah. So
mental closing.
so yeah, it's terrible. But then check out those. If you were a kid, even if you weren't, I mean, they're
Yeah,
they're they are they were good. I think they are remembered. It's not necessarily nostalgia that's bringing them back. They are worth reading,
yeah. The British
and
Transformer
the
stuff was
and what they've
exceptional.
done with Blue Sky. I mean, Kurt's not a bad businessman by having him crowdfund, do a Kickstarter for the hardcover. Those sets are beautiful, but I'm not paying $400 for
No.
anything. But they're beautiful. They are
Yeah,
beautiful, and there's a market for it. And it's get the stuff out that that in the last 3 years, I guess it is, that Marvel has gotten an image of gotten these licenses set up to get stuff that
yeah,
people want. So check
yeah.
it out. It's worth it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I might have to give the Transformers ones another go because like when I was a teenager, getting like being a bigger Transformers fan, it's like these are very exposition heavy, and it's like just reiterating like their tag card or whatever in the speech balloon. I'm like, so maybe I'll have to
Yeah,
get one of these on the cheap and give it
yeah,
another shot. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I think the further they get out from the beginning of the series,
sure,
because you got to remember that the first one it was what was it, a four
4
issue,
issue
a 6 issue,
mini,
miniseries,
just
and
a
then they
horror
just kept
issue.
going because it was
Yeah.
selling like crazy.
Yeah.
I was working at comic shops when it was coming out. It did. Because one, it was also a kid. It was a comic a kid could read. I hate to
Mhm.
say it.
Oh
That
yeah, I
like
mean
that,
they had Spider-Man guest star in issue 3. It was, they knew what they were doing. It was perfect.
yeah. So it was fun. All right, guys, thank you. It was fun to have
This has been great. This has been lovely.
the
Yep.
three of us. Well, David, I think for the if we got to do the Adam Strange one coming up, but we'll
what
save
just,
but we have you penciled in for Space Taxi.
yeah, I want to do definitely doing Space Cabby. I think I requested that when you started.
Yes, yeah, you did. I told that. I told that to
I
Kirby.
want to be
I
on
went,
Space Cabby. We
no,
should,
David's
we
got
should try
his
and
on the
do.
Space Cabby.
We should try
Yeah,
and do
thank God I
Space
got-
Cabby, the three of us again, because that would be hilarious. That would be a good laugh reading through that together.
Oh God,
thank God I
I
got
went
bumped
thumbed
up
up
to
to see when it
co-host.
was. I was kind of looking at. So when me and Kirby were planning, I went, and then I looked at it and went, oh, it's just him telling a story,
Yeah.
and it's not a times past, is it?
No.
Because the
No,
next
but
time
it's-
past is a scalp hunter story.
Yeah, because he basically he's picking up a fare, and then of course there's the reveal who the fare is that he's picked up. But it's no, we'll save the chat for when we read it.
Yeah.
But all right, folks. As always, hey, thanks for listening. Be safe, be smart. Please be kind to one another, and read some comics. I would say read some Starman.
You got are you reading it from the compendium, or are you reading the right? You've got
Both.
it.
I got
Cool.
the hardback. Yep.
Right, that's fine. That's good. We're reading it differently. I like that.
Yeah, I just use the tablet because it's the compendium and have been to look at the pages. A pain in the ass, and it timed
Yeah.
out. Hold on one second. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. And the reading Kirby, the reading order in the Omni is different too. The compendium, no, the tablet, the app.
Oh, gee.
It's got the 80-page giant in between 47 and 48.
Okay, that makes 0 sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
makes zero fucking sense. That's 2 years, 3 years after.
Something
Yeah.
like something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It's after 49. It's even stupider.
That's mad. That at the cliffhanger.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
And you can see the dates because it came out. Oh, because it came out after 49. That's its publication
Was
date.
that so? They're sticking
Ah.
it right. They're sticking it publication right, rather than actually
Reading
thinking
order.
about using. Yeah, because it could have gone between, 1 million and 48 would probably been the better place to put it. I don't know, but
I think I put it before it. The
one
compendium
speed,
puts it right in the middle of all those times past.
right.
All
Which
right.
honestly, at that point, that era is so. I'm so glad
Yeah.
we're out of it because
Yeah.
God, it was getting a little hard
I-
to review those Ross. I'm like, it's good,
So
it's looking
fragmented.
good, but there's
Yeah.
nothing happening.
I think that's why I kind of slowed down because there's no momentum to the story, and I just
Yeah.
other
I
shit
remember-
going on.
I remember
but-
at the time, like the cover. I can't remember which issue. The one when Jack visits the JLA to see if they're given a spaceship. That was like the last issue I read for like 6 months at the time. I just let it build.
Yeah.
I tuned out completely. It was crazy. Right.
Yeah. All right.